Good evening. Welcome to the zoning board meeting of November 5th. Call the meeting to order.
I hereby announce pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act that adequate notice of this meeting has been transmitted on January 16th, 2025 by the Board Administrative Officer to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, the Township Clerk, and has been posted in the meeting room and in the entrance hall and Town Hall, all pursuant to Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act.
Roll call.
Mr. Burkle?
Present.
Ms. Campus?
Present.
Ms. Gerhardt? Absent. Mr. Luciani? Here. Mr. Marzocca?
Here.
Mr. Giampolo?
Here.
Mr. Orfadidopoulos?
Here.
Ms. Costello? Absent. Mr. Frigiola? Absent. Thank you.
So 3 absentees. Okay, please stand for a pledge of allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence to honor our military, police, and first responders. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're gonna flip the agenda. We'll skip the minutes. We're gonna carry that till next time. So we have no resolutions, so public hearing, we're gonna go with the item number 2, on Bethany Road one.
Okay, Zoning Board, 2025-06, Sudeep Kaur, 543B, Bethany Road, Block 30.09, Lot 3, to permit the construction of a 6-foot high fence in the front yard instead of the already approved 4-foot fence by the Township Zoning Officer.
Okay, swear in, everybody please,
So, to our professionals, swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
and the applicant too?
We'll do that when we start.
Okay,
I apologize. We'll come back to you.
That's okay.
she raised her
You
hand.
said our professionals, so I did our professionals.
Okay,
And for the record, they've been sworn in.
okay.
Jumping in there.
Um,
But we want to check with notices and escrows and make sure everything's.
Is everything all up to date, all the paperwork and everything?
Based on the information that I have, yes.
Okay. Is there any conflicts? Do you see anybody here that you might have a conflict with this application? Does anybody know the applicant? Do you know anybody on the board? Okay, so no conflicts.
The audience is asking, they raised their hand. Okay.
Okay, so before you get started, I'm gonna have our planner give a summary.
And I'll swear you in now, just so we
Yeah,
start.
go ahead.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give with regard to this application is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And just spell your name for the record.
Sukdeep, Sukhddeep. And last name is Kaur.
Thank you.
So before I have you start, I'm gonna have our planner tell us what this is about, the legality part of it, and then
Sure.
then you can do your part. Okay, go ahead, Kate.
So, hi everybody, good evening. So this is an application tonight for a single-family residential property where the applicant is currently pursuing the construction of a new single-family home. This is a property that's long, it's deep. It's approximately, what's the depth here? It's about almost 600 feet in depth on one side and over 600 on the other. And the applicant is requesting to install a 6-foot fence in a large portion of the property, including around the front yard, where the ordinance permits only a 4-foot, up to a 4-foot fence under certain conditions in the front yard. The applicant had previously applied to the zoning officer for construction of the dwelling on the property. The dwelling that's proposed meets all bulk standards. The variance tonight is only here for the fence. I will let the applicant, put on their case, but essentially it's to allow a 6-foot fence in areas of the front yard in particular where it is not permitted.
And for the purpose of the people that are on the board, clarify what point in the property is considered the front yard.
That's a good note here, especially because this is a large property.
I have a picture if you need
No.
it.
Yes.
Hold.
So there's 2 different definitions that you can use. In this case, sometimes it's where the front yard setback is per the zoning. And it also could be to where the front wall of the house is. The applicant here is proposing to construct the 6-foot fence up to the front wall of the house. So that's why the variance is required. In terms of, you'll hear about this in the testimony, and we can talk about it in Craig's report a little bit, but typically the reasons for not having a 6-foot fence in the front yard has to do with things like visibility coming in and out of the driveway, site triangles, things like that. So we'll just, just as the applicant puts their testimony on, those are just some things to consider.
Right, we'll hear all about that. Craig, do you want to say anything before the applicant begins?
No, I mean, the summary was good. We can talk about the site distance triangles. That'll probably be my most concern.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. So you're sworn in, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and tell us why you want to put a fence 6 foot high in the front of your house,
Sure, hi, my name is...
basically.
Sure. Hi, my name is Sugdeep Kaur. We are building a new property on Bethany Road, as you guys are aware. So we're new to Homedale, so it's great to be here. There are many reasons why I want to do, why I think we should get a 6-foot fence there. I had just put in a little bit of background, but we don't need to go into it. I do want to just go into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty of details about what is already approved by the zoning board. So at this time, the way the zoning board had approved it,
That would be the zoning officer.
Sorry,
zoning
zoning
officer.
Not
sorry.
we're the board.
For the zoning
Yes.
permit, sorry, zoning permit.
That means that for this board and for anyone in the audience, that means that those are things that are permitted by ordinance that only need a permit. They don't need a variance like choose here for tonight.
Right.
Yes, and we've already received that permit. So at this point, we've already received that we can plan for a 4-foot white fence to be installed at the beginning of the right side of the curved wall in the front yard. That'll go approximately 45 feet to the right side of the property line, then turn left and continue 360 feet to the front face of the dwelling. So it's 360 feet back. Then the fence will then transition to a 6-foot white vinyl privacy fence, which will run additional 226 feet to the rear property line. Then that turns left and extends 196 feet to the left side of the property line, and then turns left again and extends 196 feet along the left side property line. From there, the fence will transition back to the 4-foot height, extending to 405 feet toward the front property line. So I'll show you guys, I made a little table that shows exactly what's been approved and what we're doing, what we would like to do a
One
variance for.
second, Marty, how do we handle this as evidence? Just giving us.
These were submitted, right, as part of your application?
I don't have this.
This one, I did not submit this
Then
form,
we
I
have to
apologize.
mark this
Yeah,
as
this
a-
one wasn't
Yeah,
submitted.
but it's on a
I'm so
video.
sorry, yeah.
You'll have to provide that disc to Irina.
Okay, sure.
Or print them.
Yeah, so what are we calling this? Just,
A table form of the application.
okay, we'll call it
So
A1.
A1 table form.
Yeah, the information there is very small. There's no way to make that very much larger.
Do you have handout by any chance?
I did not print out a handout
Okay.
for this, because I thought that, I didn't realize that,
No, I can't read that.
I can make it bigger. And then we could just,
also maybe able to zoom in as
Yeah,
what she's talking
yeah,
about.
and then I'll just go down like this. Can
Okay,
you see this now?
Make it a full screen, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's better.
that's better? Okay, all right.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Forget the age of the people.
so if you guys see, currently, what we need is a variance to make, the front right side of the curb wall, and that I need a variance for. We need a variance for the front yard, which is the west side of the property, which is 360 feet deep. That's also 4 feet at this time. I'd like that to be 6 feet. Then, I'm gonna escape out of this so that I
Wait a
can-
minute, I'm just trying to understand the chart. So
Yeah.
the first one, it says, go back to that, 45 feet in, is that the front
Mm-hmm.
against Bethany?
Yep. So there's,
Not to interrupt, but I think to make it easier for you, everything in the front is one variance. So
Okay.
it's not, every piece of your fence is.
I'm not to tell the applicant. I would recommend you skip to the the sketch that's blue and green.
Okay, no
I
problem.
think that will show the board where, because I appreciate what you're trying to show there, where exactly it is, but I think, it is
This
just
one?
one variance. Yes, so if you can zoom in there.
We don't need
you guys have a printout of this.
For the record, we don't need A1. Just unless
Okay,
you need it
perfect.
later, we'll come
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, but,
It was just
but
to-
now this one is what?
That's been submitted.
This has been submitted. This is
Oh,
part of
we
the
have that?
application. Yes, and this is, yeah, I think that this shows where the variance is being.
Give us a second to find all this stuff on the paperwork. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. It's in your packet. Did you guys
This
bring
one
it?
here, guys.
It's in your packet somewhere. Unless she didn't bring the whole packet. And it's not gonna. It's not in what she put in the green folder. It's what she gave you already. Okay. If you guys have to bring that stuff, she doesn't supply everything for
It's
you.
what's on the screen.
All right, look, here, you wanna share? I'll look with Marty, you guys share down there. Here, Gene,
I don't remember seeing it.
Gene, you can share. Go ahead.
All right, so the blue highlighted area is what needs the variance for a total of 6 feet height of the front yard. And then the green portion is where the backyard starts. And that's already, it's 6 feet already, it's been approved. All the blue area currently is 4 feet. That's a 4-foot fence, that's what's approved at this time. That's what I would like, I would like to apply for a variance for that.
So is that it?
Yeah,
Well, you
can I
gotta
go
give
into
us
why?
the reasons why you want
Yeah,
it.
I can go into that, yeah.
Now we know what you want.
Yeah, perfect. And then I have another picture, if, this has also been submitted to you guys, that shows you the depth of the front yard. That's about more than 350 feet.
Right, we have that. You have that one too, guys? This is it.
And you also have the fence permit, that site plan that's currently approved as well, with all the little details. All right, let me go into-
Well, currently approved is 4 foot because that's what's allowed, so we
Right.
know that.
Okay, perfect, yeah. So, so the reasons why we would be requesting for that is because, one, this property has a very deep front yard. It's over 360 feet. The house sits really far back. A 4-foot fence offers very little effective privacy and screening from the busy roadway, which is Bethany Road. So that's one. Two, the proximity to the school football field, that is St. John Vianney's football field. I had submitted a picture of where the St. John Vianney's fence, St. John Vianney football field is versus where our house property line is. I'll show you. This is, if you guys look up, that should be in there too. So that's where the football field is, where the bleachers are, and then the new house will be right there. It offers very little privacy from the football field for our property.
Is there any screening there now, like from trees and bushes and shrubs?
Yes, there's just that, there's trees, bushes, and scrubs, and you'll see, I have a picture where all the trash that's thrown from, that's all the trash that's thrown from the school into our property. I have a picture of a fox that's on the property, but I'll go a little bit into. I have, so that's the proximity to the school football field. You know, there's so much litter from there. There's stray balls from there. I think that to just have some privacy from all the kids that are going to be sitting on the bleachers, I think it just makes it just important for my family. I have 2 little kids. I have a big husky that can jump a 4-foot fence easily. So that really makes me nervous about, and it loves kids and people and other dogs. So I'm really nervous as to how, I mean, since the front yard is so big, I'd really like to allow my big husky to be able to move around freely and be open. But if the fence is just 4 feet, I can't. Especially just because it can actually jump a 4-foot fence easily. And it's huge. She's huge.
There's no fence currently? You're not-
Currently, there's no fence because we're building, we're constructing. Yeah, we're not living there right now.
They demolished the house that was there to put up a new house.
Yeah.
He was there for many years.
Because I have 2 little kids, I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and Bethany Road is just such a busy road. I'm so nervous. I mean, as they grow up, I want to be able to allow them to play, allow them to just be in the house. We got lucky. I work really long hours. I'm a physician, so I want to be able to be really close to my mom and dad who are there to help us. So I wanted that property. I thought it was a perfect property for us to be there, so close to my mom and dad who live in Hazlet. But at the same time, I was really wary of how busy Bethany Road is, especially with 2 little kids and a big husky. So I kind of thought a lot about it, but then, I really wanted to be there. I wanted my kids to go to a Homedale school, and I thought that, just building a new construction over there and just building it back, and hoping that we can have a 6-foot fence, a little bit more private from everything, would make it a little bit easier for the kids and the dog. So that was some, and
That
I do.
answers the question.
Yeah.
In a way, because I mean,
The backyard.
your backyard would have been bigger where you could have let your kids out.
I know, but we wanted the house from all the noise to be so far back. I mean, if you've ever stood on Bethany Road, it is really busy. And, we wanted to have that privacy of, have a privacy home where it's not right on the street, but still be able to sort of have a property where the kids can play and, the backyard is not small backyard, it's great. But we just didn't want from all the Bethany Road noise to be there in the house. So that's why we were try to build it as far back possible as we can. I know
It's already built, the house, right?
it's being built.
It's
No,
framed.
it's
I
the
mean, you already
foundation
have a
is
foundation there.
just the foundation
Okay.
is there right now. Yeah,
I thought I saw framing. Is some framing up also?
framing is
Yeah.
up as well.
I
Yeah,
went
they're
to-
just
I
starting.
went to look
So
at it.
did
yeah.
you, I mean, it's too late now to even talk about this because it could happen, but did you check to find out if you ever wanted to put a pool in the future, if you have enough room back there to do that?
I don't want to put a pool even in the future.
Okay. All right.
It's
Because
not.
that's what happens when new houses, people don't think about these things, they don't plan down the road, and now you're committed.
Yeah, we're completely okay with that. We are,
Okay.
we plan on
It's
doing
too
other.
late anyway, because you
Yeah.
already put the shut.
Also,
Right.
the
No, but there
noise.
is, I think, enough space, but it is not something that we are really, not as a family, we just
Okay,
do
no,
not
that's
want that.
okay, no problem.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Especially because the Homedale Pool
I think
Club
you
is
got a
right
good
there.
100 feet anyway,
Yeah.
with a 50 feet back, side back, rear.
This is a 600-foot deep lot, so even with a
So what's the
three,
setback back there? 50 feet?
that's
Rear setback? No, rear setback.
yes, it would be.
50
Yeah,
feet.
yeah. So yeah.
So
in the
they have
future.
about 150, so that gives them 100 feet. That's plenty.
Yeah, they have, and just for any, not just a pool. There's other things, but anyway,
Sports
yes,
courts or
yes.
anything like
Yep,
that.
but not part of this application though.
Right, no, I know. Okay, I'm sorry, continue.
Okay. So those were some of the reasons why I thought, and I put in some of the more documents in there. The other big thing is, for some reason, I don't know how it is for the other Homedale homes, but there's just foxes everywhere on the
There's what?
property. There's fox.
Fox.
Yeah,
Well, that's
foxes.
what's Homedale's all about.
Is it? I didn't know
Fox,
that.
deer,
Raccoons.
raccoons,
Deer for sure. I mean, I have.
Squirrels,
skunks,
snakes.
possums.
Being a physician, I just get nervous about rabies. I'm just so scared of rabies.
6-foot fence is not gonna make a difference for the animals.
Yeah.
They can come through
Mice.
that. Even the deer could jump that.
Yeah, deer, I understood there were so many deer, but I can definitely understand that the deer can jump. I didn't realize that a fox can jump
I
a
got it
6-foot
all on
fence.
my property.
Well, they dig underneath.
Yeah. But those are some of the reasons why I'm hoping that we can have this 6-foot fence approved.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Board members, do we have any questions for the applicant?
I see a picture of the fence. It's all that solid white.
Oh, yes, that I didn't put in here. That is what we intend to put in.
Is
It's
that
a
the
solid-
6 foot, and you're gonna do that in the front of the property as well?
Not in the front. The front will obviously have the space that is required per ordinance. To meet up, I think you have to have greater than 60% space in between. Yeah,
Clearing.
that it'll have in the front, but the sides, I intend to put that fence in to the sides.
Yes, that's correct. The sides, it can be a full privacy fence, because on the sides, besides where it's in front of the house, 6 feet is permitted in rear and side yard property lines. But in the front yard, which is, and this is a unique case where the front yard is large, it has to be, it can be no more than 60% closed. So, which means that at least 40% of the fence has to be open in terms of, just how it's viewed.
How many feet back from the sidewalk?
Is the house, is the front yard about 360 feet?
No, the fence. So
Oh, the
sidewalk-
fence, as what's allowed. I didn't put that in here, but that's already approved, and I'm not sure exactly. It's,
Well, my reason for my question is if it's close to the sidewalk and the driveway, neighbors, because I can see you have neighbors that are closer to the street,
yeah,
they would have to pull out onto Bethany Road, which is a busy road, as you had just described.
yeah. Mhm.
So my concern is that their view, their sight, would be impeded by the 6-foot fence if it was too close to the sidewalk.
I don't think it will, because goes back a good amount from the front yard, from the sidewalk. I don't know the exact, my husband would know all that.
Well, I think
It
we
should
should
be-
let our
Hold on
engineer
a second.
test. Yeah.
That's a good question, and actually Craig was gonna talk about that.
Yes, because-
So,
yes.
you just opened up his door, so now he'll talk about that.
So what I was also going to say is that there's a different site triangle for a 6-foot fence and a 4-foot fence.
Go ahead.
So.
So, I did not get a full-size site plan to really look at measurements here. However, looking quickly, it looks like the entrance is about at least 20 feet away from the curb line.
I'm sorry, Craig, if you want, I have a full set here. You wanna use it?
Well, I think at the end of the day, no, that's fine. Because you have the fence along the property line, which the property line is set back from the sidewalk. And then in addition to that, I guess you have like a curved pillar that kind
Curved
of
pillar.
pushes the gate for the front, there's a gate there for the driveway further back. So that gate is at least 20 feet away from where the edge of the curb is. And then, in terms of the curved ends of the gate, kind of widens the area. But at the end of the day, what we could ask to do is that was prepared by an engineer. The engineer could very easily put a site triangle on it, make sure that, per the regulations, the site triangle is provided. And I'm sure if you needed to move it back a couple of feet to give that site triangle, they would be willing to do that. So I don't really see an issue with the site triangle, and it could be easily proven.
For the 6-foot or the
steps.
4-foot?
For the 6-foot also.
Okay.
Can you explain, what you're saying is 6 foot doesn't go all the way to the road?
The 6-foot parallels the property line. I don't know how far off, but it's set back from the property line. And then, in addition to that, where the fence
Set
meets.
back from
Yeah.
from the street?
Yes.
It's set back, you don't have the
I'm
big
gonna
one.
go off of, so just Courtney's, there's a letter from the zoning officer that states that a gate with decorative pillars will be installed across the driveway 25 feet from the front property line, and that's where the fence would start.
Okay, so it's 25 feet back.
Yes, it's hard to tell on the visuals because I believe, let me just.
You need the full set here. If you wanna come over here, Gene, you can
Yeah,
look
and
at it.
I think honestly, it's also that it's such a large property that it's just when you just look at where that line is, it looks like it's pretty close to
This
the
is
front, but that
property
actually
line.
is 25
That's the
feet.
street, and there's the fence. So it's set back.
Oh, it's 20, but it's
Okay, for
25
the
feet.
resolution, you're saying the gate's 25 feet back, or the,
Both.
I think the gate
but
is
but it
further
curves
back,
in?
No, is it the gate?
Yeah.
because the gate's here.
So the question
The
is,
fence is
what's the
over
there. Gate's
sight line
pretty
for
far
the other
back.
people?
Yeah, where the driveway is there, it looks like there's some walls there. Is there walls there?
Oh,
We're gonna,
so
yeah,
the.
pillars. We're gonna make a
Pillars.
wall, a curved wall
Oh, I
there.
thought that.
Yeah.
I
Just for
thought that was
design,
the gate.
just for look.
Or
there's the fence.
Here, come
That's
over
the
here,
pillar
Kate.
versus the
Take the full-size plans so you can look at them. Don't kill yourself looking at those little things. Nobody brought their plans?
But
Look at them, it's a lot easier to understand what's going on.
One
Baldwin? A while ago. Go home, you'll look in your papers. I gotta teach you guys how to be organized. You gotta take your plans and put them with a white piece of paper and put the date of the meeting and keep them in a pile. So when you see the date, you bring the piles in. Yes, you did.
Thank you, Irina.
Meetings.
He found it. At the bottom of his file.
Son of a gun, I do have it.
Okay, stand corrected.
Okay.
He's the only one.
Just for the applicant to confirm, I'm looking at the plans, it says it's going to be a decorative black iron style gate along the front. So that will be more of an open style.
It's
Okay.
open, yeah.
Yeah.
Motorized?
I'm sorry?
Motorized?
Sorry, I meant fence. Fence, not gate. But
The front fence will be, yes, it's just design and it's open. But the gate will be motorized, yes.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. The whole front is gonna be the same as the gate? Or is gonna be vinyl fence, the front?
The front will be a fence that's similar to the gate, which will be sort of iron, more for the look.
yeah, they're not allowed to have a privacy fence in the front yard.
Okay, so from the whole front against the street is gonna be see-through?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How? Because that's what it's allowed.
60, it has to be at least 60%, it has to be at least 40% see-through.
Okay, that's clear.
But the fence that's gonna run along the side here of the football field, that's gonna be completely closed?
It'll be closed.
That's the vinyl fence.
That's the plan.
Here,
Kate,
John, looks like that.
That
And I
one,
have,
okay.
I have a question. I'm just looking at general comments here. So you just said the 50% versus 60%. So it's the fence shall be 50% open rather than 60%. So it's 10% less than it should be?
No, I think that was just a typo in the application.
Okay, so right here.
Ordinance says it has to be
60%.
60.
And that is what
It can be no more than 60% closed,
Okay.
so that's 40% open. The applicant had a typo at 50.
Okay.
I have a question for you. I have a few of them, but the first one I have is against the school. Is there a fence there now?
There is.
And how
it
high is that fence?
How high is it?
Yeah.
It's high, but it's really broken. So we've been working with it's all broken, it's all messed up, that fence.
But there is a fence there.
There is a fence.
But you don't know the height. Is it
I don't-
6 foot, 5 foot?
No, it's a bigger fence, but it is sort of curved on top and just really messed up by, I think by maybe students or whoever,
Does it run the whole length of the property against the school?
against the school, yes.
So it's at least 5 or 6 foot high, because there's a picture here.
Yeah.
I can't tell from the picture that, I don't know if you submitted it or,
Yeah, I submitted it, let me see.
so
if I
you
have
took
it.
the picture of it.
Yeah.
It looks like a chain link fence.
Yeah, it's a chain link fence, just it's all broken down, so there's a lot of space of how someone can just put their hand in and throw stuff in.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not questioning that. I was just questioning the height.
I don't know, it's tall.
Okay.
It's a tall fence,
All right.
yeah.
I'm just looking at these drawings here. Is there two driveways? There's like a U shape
That's
here.
the old one. That's the old driveway.
Coming out.
The house is gone.
Yeah,
been
that-
knocked down.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a straight driveway.
If you
Straight.
look there was a house there,
Right,
and there was a driveway to
a
run around.
one-story frame, yeah.
Yep, I was on that property for first aid quote to the person there, so
Oh,
I know the house.
So it's only
I
gonna
knew
be
the house.
one driveway, one entrance in and one entrance out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna have pillars there, and facing Bethany Road
Yeah,
will be a fence, not plastic. What will it look like?
Vinyl.
Vinyl, still vinyl.
no, it'll be metallic, metal.
It will-
Black iron style
Okay.
facing
Oh, the
Bethany
front,
Road.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
in the front.
Worry about the side.
I think it'll look pretty nice.
Where's that picture? Board members, if you haven't seen it, this is what she's proposing along the side of her house, right? We don't have one that shows the front of the house in this
Yeah,
package.
yeah, the front of the house I did not
Fence,
print,
okay.
I didn't print it, sorry.
Okay, any more questions from the board?
I have a clarification for Kate for my resolution. If you're doing one variance for a 6 foot high fence in the front yard, but she wants to put this along the side, which is really in the front, because the house is so far back. Is that gonna be a second variance, to have a more than 60% closed fence? Although it's the side, it's still the front yard, I think, right? I just wanna make sure for my resolution.
Well, we're gonna see if we're gonna do this All right, any more questions from the board members? Because I have to open it up to the public at one point or another.
Well, yeah, the question I had was, so the fence in the front, that's gonna be 6 foot high, it starts 25 feet from the road?
No, I was mistaken on that. I'll let the applicant correct.
Where is it starting? I think that I don't know exactly where it's starting. I'm sorry. It's starting, let me see if I have it.
Can you scale it over there, Craig? You got a ruler
Um,
to scale it and figure out where it is?
It looks more like 5 feet to me.
So
No, that's more
the
than
side,
Let me see if I have it in here.
the side panels, they're gonna start from 5 feet from the road?
Do you intend to have the wrought iron go a little bit around, or is that
Just straight.
just straight on
Straight in
Bethany?
the front and then on the side, unless that is
Okay, so
what
that
will
that will be another variance technically. It will be even if they, if they start the white vinyl anywhere in front of the house. I would recommend that we may want to request that the applicant extend the iron style, the open, a little further back.
So is that a
Which I'm
4 foot
okay with,
high?
yeah.
No. This is all 6 foot.
Even that, yeah, so that's a separate variance, yeah.
So so the variance is to have a 6 foot high fence in the whole front yard, which is the whole 350 foot area in front of the house. The applicant would be complying more with another provision of the ordinance by having the wrought iron style fence along Bethany Road, because that would meet the transparency requirement. But they would still need another variance for not meeting the transparency requirement anywhere on the sides that's still in the front yard. I would recommend, and I know, this is up to the board if you think this would be, and I don't know if it would make a difference for aesthetically or engineering wise, but at least to where the required front yard setback would be in the zone, which I think was probably, 50 feet? I think that having the wrought, I think having a white 6 foot vinyl privacy fence going almost directly to to the front yard property line is not something that we really see in town. And I think, there's a very big visual difference between a 6 foot, wrought iron style fence and a vinyl privacy fence up that close to the roadway, especially when there's a sidewalk and other driveways involved.
If
And
it's
thank you,
50 feet,
Kate.
we're willing to, I'm happy to make that happen.
I think
So
that,
look,
yeah.
That would be fine.
We're all gonna have opinions on this. I have one too. So, let's not get to opinions yet.
That was just one of my recommendations that the board could consider asking.
There's a lot of different ways to handle this where we could do some things, but not all of the things. So let's just get through the questioning part and then we'll get to the discussion part. Any other questions? I'd like to open it up to the public. If any public person is out there that has a comment to make about this. We'll do both, questions or comments. So come on up to the mic, up front here. And you're gonna have to use the mic 2-3 inches away from your mouth, so it can go into the mic and we can hear you. You state your name
John Borowski,
and your address,
543 C Bethany Road.
okay?
But are you gonna make a comment, John, or a question of the applicant?
Comment.
Okay, so I'm gonna swear you in there for that.
Sure.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, not the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Now, you
Please
gave us an
spell,
address.
I'm
Where
sorry,
is that in relation to the property?
Mr. Chairman, I just need his last name, if you could spell.
Borowski, B-O-R.
Are you on the left side or the right?
S-K-I.
Well, the right is the school.
Well, no, there's a house right there,
Okay,
too.
thank you.
It could be either side.
If you
Oh,
look
okay.
at her house, I'm on the right side.
Yeah, right, so he's over here. Yep. 'Cause if you look at- yeah, turn around, turn.
I'm not in
No,
front
he's
of
to
the
the right,
school.
he's to the right, right there. Yeah, so.
Opposite the school.
Football field's on the left, his house is on the right.
Okay, so you have a large property too, the same
Yes.
as the applicant?
Go like this, yeah, go like that. Yeah.
Same length?
So, hold it upside
Okay.
down, it's easier.
We just gotta figure this out before you start talking.
Yeah, so that's his house right there.
Okay.
That's the football field.
All
there.
Yeah.
over the trees.
So it's the same length, the same back,
Right
okay.
there, right there.
Go ahead, sir.
My opinion is, people move the home down for the school, for safety, and for open space. And my thing is, I don't wanna go outside and just see 6 foot, 6 foot fence.
Right.
And this is just my opinion, it's only my opinion, is that she willingly and unknowingly bought on a busy road, bought by a school, and are putting the house back by the bleachers. And these are all things that, you know, why she needs the fence. But also there's a chain link fence in the back of the house, the back of the property. All our houses have it. And they still throw garbage over. So even if you put a 6-foot privacy, they're probably still gonna throw garbage over. Just a known fact for living in that area right by the school, because behind our house, there's a parking lot for the school. And then I asked them, and they did it for other people, and they could probably do it as well, is they put privacy slats in,
Yeah.
and a chain link fence.
We did do that. We asked them, and
Yeah.
they're happy to do that too, St. John Vianney. But that's
Yeah.
for the back.
That's for the
The
back.
back of
Okay,
the.
continue with your comments.
So it's just, you know, I just.
So
don't want-
basically, you're objecting to the vinyl fence or
Yeah, the 6 foot in front of the house, you know, the front
going
yard.
past the front part of the house.
Yeah, I mean, for 4 foot, can't say nothing, it is what it is.
That's the law, 4 foot.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You're okay, but you prefer not even to have a 4 foot. You'd rather have it open so you could
No,
just see.
no, 4 foot, put the 4 foot.
Oh, 4 foot
I have a
vinyl.
4 foot, a 3 foot, 3.5 foot, split rail fence that goes around the property, just to keep my dog in, cause she runs too. She's a
Right.
husky, and she's a German Shepherd, it's a mix.
Right.
So we use that, and I walk around the property, and
Okay.
same thing.
Okay, valid points.
Are those trees all mature trees? They're high?
Wow,
Along
my
your-
trees?
Along your property line?
Yeah, they're all, yeah. I like to, you know, do that, but the deer are coming over, cause they really can't hang there, and they're gobbling all the bottom up.
Yeah, welcome to
So I'm
home
gonna
out.
be out of privacy in no time flat, cause
Right.
they got the whole bottom gone.
Yeah, they eat them. Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, I really think that's about it.
That's a good comment.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
Tell me where you are on this diagram.
Can I
to the
step
left?
up?
Yeah,
Or the-
sure,
like
sure.
here-
He's to the
you
left.
here or
Yeah, he's
here?
left.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
You that whole strip adjacent.
Right.
You have a
Same-
deep property, the same deep
Yes,
property.
It's the same land, basically.
Okay.
Thank you for your comment.
We good?
Yep.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the public have a comment? Raise your hand and come up. Ma'am, did you say something? Raise your hand before? You want to come up? Tell us your name and your address.
I swear you in first. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yeah, state and spell your name for the record.
It's Amanda.
Wait a
Barone.
minute.
You
Why
can
don't you
take
take
it.
the
Yeah, you
mic
can take
right
it.
off?
Yeah, yeah.
Slide it off and hold it right in front of you and talk. Close, like that.
Amanda Borowski.
Closer.
Oh, Amanda Borowski, Borowski, and I live with my husband at 543C Bethany.
The
Rd.
gentleman who just spoke is your
Mhm.
husband. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
So our driveway comes at a diagonal outside. We have a horseshoe driveway, and it cuts at a diagonal. So we do look right there. Our line of sight is on Mr. 543B's property. We have to see there, so we are gonna need that line of sight. That's really concerning about where the fence will be, the 6-foot fence, if you guys approve that approve the variance. We have to, we have to see there because of where our driveway lies and how we have to get out.
Okay.
So that's just a concern of
We
mine
will
because there's
be-
a lot of foot traffic there 'cause people walk home from St. John's and they walk to and from St. Benedict's all the time.
Is there a sidewalk in front?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There sure is.
Okay.
There's-
Do you have any kind of fence in the front of your property?
We have the I don't know what size it is,
posted
but
rail
it's
fence?
the poster rail fence.
Just
yeah.
running across and then your
Mhm.
driveway with not a gate or anything, you just drive in and out?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
There's no gate there.
All right. Anything else you want to tell the board?
No, I think my husband covered it.
Okay, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for your comment. Anybody else in the public have any comments? Okay, closed public portion of comments. Okay, board discussion. Go ahead.
Question of the public?
You can,
You can.
yeah, yeah.
You want to ask
You
her a
wanna
question?
you
Now she
wanna
has
come
to
back up for a second?
Which
You
one?
wanna-
Come back up? Yeah, please.
She
Okay,
wants to ask a
Mr. or
question.
Mrs. Borowski.
If you can't, your husband can answer it.
I'm looking at where your house is, and if that fence was brought back far enough so that, let's say, we hit the back of your house before it starts, would you have a problem with that? Because the applicant here would still have a large portion of their front yard with privacy, but it gives, you know, from the back of your house to the street, not that type of vinyl fence, which will not affect your vision, hopefully, that you'll be able to see if people are passing or the cars are coming. So I just wanted to clarify, would that be okay with you?
Honest opinion, I don't wanna go out.
Microphone, please.
Sorry. Honest opinion is, we're supposed to, well, in theory, it's nice and open, I don't wanna go outside and see 6 foot down the whole property line. They chose to put the house further back. That's on them, in my opinion. I don't mean to, you know, cause any problems, it's just that Homedale, 6 foot from the house back, cool, 4 foot front, cool. Nothing could be done. You know
Let me
what I mean?
just say one thing, you're not causing any problems. This is your house, you live there, you're gonna be there every
Right.
day.
Well, I don't
So,
wanna piss off the neighbor as well either, you know?
I understand that. So you're saying you don't want a stockade fence the entire length of your whole
Would
property?
you wanna go outside your property and?
I'm not up to my opinion,
Well,
but
let
we'll
me
just
ask you
use
another
yours for
question.
now.
Let's say I'm older, I wanna go resell the house. What's that do at the value when somebody goes, oh, it's a nice piece of property, but you have a solid wall here? You know what I mean?
Well, what about if it was a different type of fence, a see-through fence, like a chain link or the...
I don't, that's up to them. I mean,
No, I'm asking you what you like.
Are you suggesting a
wait,
6-foot
I
chain
just
link?
like it so it's open.
I'm not suggesting anything, I'm
Alright.
asking what he
I'm
would...
just curious.
No, just the 4 foot, I mean.
You're
everybody
happy
can
with
see.
just 4 foot?
4 foot is, you know, the front, 6 in the back. You can put up whatever solid, chain link, whatever you want. Just that, you know, I'm 6'1", so you don't wanna just,
So let me ask you a question, which is a hypothetical.
Sure.
Let's say you were on that property and you have the school next to you. Would you want to have a solid fence against the school, or you would still go with a 4-foot high fence?
well, honestly, I probably wouldn't have bought it, the lot right next to the football field, and then put my house pretty much in line with the bleacher.
Yeah,
Cause a 6-foot fence is not gonna do anything.
right.
Cause the chain link fence on football is way up.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
No, well, it's important to hear your opinion. That's why we have you here. I'm glad you came down.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would just note for the board, and I think I'm just saying that just from a fact, from a zoning perspective, because I think this is a unique situation here where the house is set so far back, where, you know, for example, where if the current house was there, or not the prior house that was there, they would have been able to be allowed to put a whole 6-foot fence in
The
the
whole
rear
property,
yard
right.
with just a zoning permit.
Right.
So,
If it was in the
you
same
know,
spot.
right, and so it's a unique situation here because it is their front yard, and and that's why they're
Yeah,
here.
but Kate, we can't look at that, what was the then, and
No,
where...
No, I'm not saying
How
you're
far
looking at it
back
then.
would the house normally be on that street?
The required setback is 50 feet.
Okay, so if they started 50 foot from the front, let's put it this way. If they put it in.
Are you,
if
sir,
they
you
had a
could sit
regular
down.
house
Yeah, thanks.
there, and they had a 6-foot fence from 50 foot back from the street to the end, they would be within the zoning, regulations.
A neighbor might not like it, but it technically would be permitted.
Right.
And here, there's a variety of reasons for the zoning ordinance. That's why you don't have the 6 foot in the front yard, and that has to do not just with aesthetics, but it has to do with, you know, driveways, and it has to do with the length of the driveway and all kinds of things like that. And that's why we look at every piece of property differently. But I just wanted to just because I think it's an interesting. It's just a unique situation for this property.
And the backyard, the current zoning law is that it doesn't have to be transparent at all, 100% opaque.
And it could be 6 feet high.
Okay, so board members, you want to talk about this? You want to give your opinions, what you think? I mean, we're not voting yet, but you could talk about
Well,
what
I
you...
guess my opinion would be, if they were willing to start a fence, and I'm not sure, well, they could put a white fence there, I guess, anything they wanted. But it would seem to me that the spirit of the law would be that they could put a 6-foot fence, like from 50 foot back to the end of their thing. If they were in a normal situation, that's what they'd be allowed to do. So we could consider allowing them to do the same thing as what a normal house would allow.
Keep in mind that we are the ones that can change the zoning for this young lady's house. But we still have to think about why we have these ordinances in place. And that gentleman came up and said it right there. He likes open, that's why he has a property, he wants an open look. He doesn't want to see a stockade fence. And it changes the whole look of the town, it changes, if everybody put stockade fences in the whole
We
town.
had this up here, yeah.
How would this look? Don't take it wrong if anybody's here from Staten Island, but I love giving that as an example. But it would look like Staten Island. So I think that we have to think about that, and at the same time think about what hardship she's saying she has for the property and why she wants to do that. And we
Okay.
have to figure out, and then at one point, she might change her mind on what she wants to do depending on how we talk, because either we're gonna give her a yes or a no, or there'll be some kind of concession on your part. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here, and you're listening, you don't have to say anything. When we're done, then you could think about it and, make a change if you want, or keep it the way it is, and then we'll vote on it.
Yeah. Now,
So let's
for
all talk
example,
about it now, that's what we're discussing.
Yeah, well, in fact, in my property, people do have a high fence in the back. They don't have this white fence, which I don't happen to like, but they have a wooden fence, with,
A slot, it's a stockade fence,
yeah, a
with wooden,
stockade fence.
yeah.
And, to me, that's fine, but, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't like, although I couldn't say no to that, I wouldn't like having a white, fence like that in my backyard, cause it doesn't look, it looks artificial.
Go ahead, say it, you can say it.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
Staten
crummy.
Island.
I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's,
Okay,
that's very nice. I would want something that looks more in tune with,
the neighborhood.
a neighborhood, right. So, like a wooden fence, even 6 foot high, like a stock, something like that would look rural, and not look like it's so artificial.
Right. Okay,
think,
John?
But that's my opinion.
No, that's why we're here, we're all giving opinions. Go ahead, John.
Going to the point of hardship and justification for, what the application really is, which is permission to go from the approved 4-foot high fence to a 6-foot high fence.
No. No.
Just flip it underneath, that's easier that way.
How about now? All right. Going to the point of hardship justification for, what the application really is, which is request to go from the approved 4-foot high fence to 6-foot high fence. I think the gentleman from the public made a good point that I don't see what additional good it's going to do for privacy and for the concerns that have been expressed. What difference it's going to make to go from a 4-foot fence that's already approved to the 6-foot fence. You're still going to see the back of the bleachers that are
Yeah,
the
they're
football
high.
field that's adjacent. You're still going to see the back of the bleachers. You're still going to hear just as much. If people are throwing garbage, which they shouldn't be, over, it's not going to stop them from doing that. I mean, unless somebody really, somehow you're going to say it makes a difference if some kid's throwing garbage 6 feet high than 4 feet high.
But there is a chain link fence already there.
Exactly. There's a chain link fence. Again, there's a chain link fence already there. So again, what's the additional 2 feet going to do that 4 feet isn't already doing to
Well,
for the
it's only gonna
concerns that
keep
are
the dog
expressed?
in.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
And I don't think you can make an exception just because you think it's going to help you keep the dog in.
Okay.
I mean, there's invisible fences to collars on dogs. There's a lot of things people do to keep, manage their pets that don't require, an exception to add 2 more feet onto a fence.
Okay, thank you, John. Jason?
I think as a board, we need to be consistent with our policy and the zoning that we are trying to enforce here in Homedale. And if you recall, about a year ago, we had a gentleman who wanted to put an 8-foot stockade fence in his backyard, and we were concerned with the rest of the neighborhood also putting up 8-foot stockade fences in their back. He was allowed to do 6 foot, but he wanted to go 8 foot, and we said no at that point. I'm always concerned. My concern is with the existing neighbors, and they've been there first. This goes to a number of different applications we've had here, and how it's going to affect their lifestyle, how long they've been living there. So I'm leaning towards saying no to the entire property being fenced off. I know there's the front part, the 6 foot, yeah,
Front yard.
but the front yard that goes all the way back to, like, I guess halfway to the football field here. I would be open-minded to, and I'm open-minded to everyone else on the board here talking to me about this as well, on the side of the football field only, to give the applicant the privacy. And I can understand the privacy from the football games, going up 6 foot high, no transparency, like a totally solid fence from, basically I put a line here and I, share with
From the
everyone
front
else.
of the
From the
field.
front of the football field, right where it starts. From there, going back to the parking lot there, to give the applicant that kind of privacy, I would be open to that. But I can't, we've heard from existing neighbors, I don't want to take away that. And I feel the same way in Homedale about having open properties and the ability to kind of like see across your property line and not have a 6 foot blockade fence there. So that's where I'm at right now. The way the application is now, I would vote no against it. But I would be open-minded to having a 6 foot stockade fence on the left side, closer to the football
Stockade?
field. Well, the 6 foot high white
White
block.
vinyl
Yeah,
fence.
yeah, exactly. I may be saying it incorrectly.
I'm gonna skip over myself, I'll go last, so go ahead, Vinny.
I kind of agree with all three of those opinions. I would say if it was set back 50 feet, and then maybe a wrought iron on the side of this gentleman's property, and then the white vinyl going across the back of where the parking lot is, up into where the football field starts, then you have, I think that would make the most sense, sort of like an L backwards, mirrored, for the white vinyl. And then the wrought iron on the side of that neighbor makes the most sense as a compromise. Otherwise, I kind of agree with
Everybody else.
It's kind of non-conforming to any other property in Homedale.
Okay. Francine?
I've got a kind of a mixed thing, but I'm basically where Jason's coming from, because I look at the map, and I know this gentleman that's in front of us is to the left, but technically, if you wanted to put up a 6 foot fence from the back of your house, which would impact part of what she's asking for a 6 foot, he could do that.
Right.
Okay, because it's technically not his front yard. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna do it, but you could do that.
Yep.
So if you sold your house and the person came in and said, I want privacy, they could put up a 6 foot fence from the back of your home to her, which would impact her front yard. And I look at the house on the right, they could do the same thing. They could put a white vinyl fence coming along their property line to
Yeah,
the,
yeah, no, I see
and
what I see,
go.
yeah, yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from for privacy. The hardship that's here, that you have too big of a front yard, you created. You could have built your house further up towards the curb, and then you wouldn't have been coming before this board. So it's not Homedale or the way the property was, because you demolished an existing house there. You created the hardship. This gentleman and his wife have been living in that house for a long time. And, while this board shouldn't, dictate kinds of fences, a white vinyl fence is more of an offensive looking thing aesthetically. A wrought iron fence might not be. It might, I don't know if you feel, because you'd still be able to see the open space. And I'll tell you, like, my property, I don't have a fence anywhere because I have a lot of some corner, and I don't want white vinyl for my neighbors that come into Country Squire Lane. It's just, I wouldn't do that. And yet I have no privacy because of that. And I've tried putting trees up, but the deer eat them.
Those deer.
You gotta get deer resistant.
No, I've tried that. But in any case,
deer eat everything.
I respect the people that are there, and their house is located where a house was prior on your property. So, in this case, I can understand giving a variance for part of what you want as your front yard, but not all the way, definitely not to the street. I am also, the people that are on your right side aren't here, but maybe after you put up the fence, they're gonna come before the town and say, I can't see anything going in and out of my backyard. And we don't wanna do that to people. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from. I think you would, if you can consider some sort of concession on your part. I don't want to say no completely, because I can appreciate what you're saying with your children. And Bethany Road is a very busy place, so I can understand. But hearing what these people have to say, that's where I'm at. I'm pretty much with the rest of the board, but I'm asking for your, I'm actually giving a little bit more leadway for you to go past the football field. And I can understand your concern with the football field. Okay.
Okay. So I left myself from last because I don't want to influence anybody's opinions. And just because I'm the chairman doesn't mean that I have any authority over anybody else. I'm one vote just like everybody else. I just want to let you know. So I'm going to give you my personal opinion. I've been in this town since 1995, and I love this town, and I love the openness, and I love the look of this town, the way it is. And to me, I don't like seeing white stockade fence nowhere, no place. Now, I understand in the backyard, if there are people that have to have it for privacy in the backyard, that's one thing. But to put a white fence going all the way up, even if those people weren't here, they don't need to be here. I would have defended them, because I think of the neighbors, I think of the streetscape. That means when people drive down Bethany all day long, they're gonna see this. And how is that gonna look to everybody to see a white, I mean, the front part you're gonna have nice with the columns and the gates and all that, but then they're gonna see this white, stark white fence going down the whole property. It's gonna look terrible. At least my opinion again. So my feeling is, I understand that you need to do something for the football field. I get it. But you did mention, or somebody mentioned something about fence slots. And I would talk to St. Vianney's, or St. who is the St. Benedict's over there?
St. John Vianney.
St. John, okay. Talk to them to see whether they would put it in, or you could split the cost or something. Maybe you could just put the privacy slots in there, because they already have the fence there. So they don't have to get a variance. It's there, right, Marty? So that would solve your issue without having to spend the money other than paying for privacy slats. And that would achieve what you want to do for the school side. The other side, I kind of agree with everybody else. I wouldn't put anything past the front of your house that was 6 foot high, no matter what material. And personally, I wouldn't even put the white 4 foot high, because I just can't stand it. I have an 1.5 acres of property. I don't have any fences anywhere on my property. I see right through all the backyards. We all connect in the woods behind my property. The deer walk freely through it. That's what we're here for, nature. Deer, raccoons, foxes, I hear them screaming at night. I got everything. So that's why I'm here. So I like that. So if my neighbor put up a white stockade fence, I think I'd be going crazy. I don't know where I would go to get it solved, because if it's their backyard, I don't have a say in it, but I would be very upset about it. It would change my whole look of my whole neighborhood. So my feeling is similar to everybody else's. I don't know what you want to do after hearing what everybody said, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a favorable vote for you based on what you hear to do what you want. Now, if you want to make some concessions, change some things around, my thought would be to go back to the school and find out if they could do something with privacy, or if you can do that, that'll take care of that side. The backyard, come again, close it in with vinyl against the house and all the way around. Then you have plenty of room for the kids and the dog, and they don't have to worry about it. In the front yard, just going to be open. And, that's my feeling. If you want to put a 4 foot stockade down below, you're legally allowed to, but I think that would destroy the look of your house. And that's my opinion. Okay, so if you want to comment on anything that we said and change anything, or leave it as is, whatever you want to talk about now.
Yeah, I want to actually go back to, sir, your point, which is, if I had made the house where it originally is, I would have been able to make that fence without, and I don't need, and I'm not married to that fence, right? I can make a fence as long as I get privacy. I want privacy for, and I completely understand my neighbor's concern that I did that to myself, and that was more really for privacy. I did not want the house to be so close to Bethany Road. I got that property for my own personal reasons because it's so close to my mom and dad. I just could not lose that property. I need my mom and dad to help raise my kids, to help with me, so that, and you can't find a lot of Homedale properties. You're not gonna find, a great property that looks like that in Homedale. It's just not gonna happen. So we took the chance that when we got it, but I always wanted to be in that area of Homedale where there was a lot of privacy. That was like always something that I've been in Hazlitt forever. That's where my parents, bought their house. So, Homedale was always where I wanted to live, and Homedale was always like in the private areas of Homedale, not such a busy street. It was something that I always dreamt about being in, but this property I couldn't let go because of how close. My mom and dad live on Beer Street. It's just so close to them, and my mom could walk to the house, to our house, which would make it so much easier for her. She doesn't like driving. So, I did have to make, some adjustments, and I accepted those adjustments. It is what it is, and it's not a hardship. Like, it is, it's gonna be a great property, it's gonna be a great house. So I'm not suffering, at all. But it is something that was not my intention. My intention was not to be on a busy street. So that's one thing. But if I wanted to make the house up front, I would have been able to put that fence in. I really would have been, without anyone ever telling me that
That's
it's
the law.
Right, because, so that's.
But you're asking for something that's not the law, so
Right,
that's what
right.
we're here to
Just
decide.
because where the house is actually located.
That's
and
the
I
way
get
it is.
I get it, yeah. Like I said, I get it. So, it would have still affected my neighbors, and it still would have, let's say, if I had kept the house where it is and then made the fence. But going back to what you guys are sort of talking about, I think that we are willing to change the fence. It's if I can keep the height for 6 feet, I'd be happy to do that. Mainly, just keep the husky in. I think that a 6-foot fence would help me so much more than a 4-foot fence would. But if it's the vinyl fence that's the issue, I can change the vinyl fence to another type of fence. If you guys can kind of come to an agreement to sort of extend it to the football field, where I can start the vinyl from the football field point, I think that would be great, but I'm willing to work with whatever you guys can give me. I think that just, if you stand on our property and and there's someone standing in the football field, even if it was, they can literally watch everything that's happening in my house. We're unfortunately also putting windows that are big. They can literally see everything that's happening in our house. From the bleachers, it is what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that ever.
Well, yes, you could.
But I can ask them to make a privacy. We're already working with St. John Vianney, and St. John Vianney is so kind that they're willing to work with us. for
So
that.
there you go. Why don't you pursue that?
We're absolutely pursuing that as well. But the thing is, if it's a see-through, it's not that much privacy. I mean, he has it too. You could still see through that. It is not that private as I would like it to be.
Are you against I know it's not going to be symmetrical, so if you had the white vinyl fence on the football side, again, I understand the football side, I get that. And I don't think your neighbor would be that concerned about blocking the view from the football field that much. But I guess for aesthetically, it's not going to. I know. So that yes, I actually don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I can say is that you could put the fence up to your house and back and square it off in the back there. But I don't see going forward.
Yeah.
On that side of your neighbor's property. That's my biggest concern. Because again, it's not within. You're asking for a variance.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to put the metal fence, at 50 feet, if 50 feet back, as a setback that it's already set as. I'm more than happy to do that, to put a black metal fence there. It's just that, if we put 2 different fences on 2 sides, it would look terrible.
See, the thing is that if
Yeah.
we grant a height, unless we're very specific with that in the ordinance to say only for this kind of a fence. But somebody else could turn around and say, well, I have a 6-foot approval, doesn't say what kind of fence, I'm gonna put a white vinyl fence there. So we have to think about the height is one thing we have to think about, and the other thing is the type of fence that you want to place. So, if, like I think Gene said something about stockade wood fence is not as bad as looking at that versus
Yeah,
looking
that's
at a
fine.
white fence, right? And I think they also make vinyl fences that look like wood grain too, right?
I guess so, I don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just that it's so stark on that
Yeah, it
beautiful
doesn't have
property.
to be white. White is just.
I know,
was
but
just
that's what
something
you're
that-
presenting to us, so that's what we're
Right, I
going
was
by.
presenting that because, you know, this is just coming from someone who's inexperienced in, you know, building a home, so.
I wish I would've had you before you started, and I would've gave you all these suggestions. It's too
I
late.
know, but I don't know if, unfortunately, if I would've changed the length of the front yard, I would've still made it back there just for privacy's sake from the street.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that was.
It is
but-
done is done. We're not gonna go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but the fence, I can change the fence. White is not even something that I'm actually thinking about doing.
All right.
It was always gonna be something different.
Let's
It's
take it
just-
step by step.
Yeah.
Number one, St. Vianney's, if they come back and they put privacy fence slots in there, is that acceptable to you or not?
Yeah, they just put like a privacy sort of like clothing. If you.
They have little slats that are like Venetian blinds that they weave in and out of those, and they zigzag them.
That's what I was telling you.
That's what I'm thinking of privacy. If you're talking about some kind of material they put over there,
That's what they do. They put a material and that's what they have.
that's
in your
not
backyard?
acceptable.
What's in your backyard? Okay.
They're kind of like aluminum almost, right?
Aluminum or plastic, vinyl.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What?
He's gonna have to come up and ask her, talking to him.
Yeah, I know. When you're back there, you're not on the record.
That was my fault. I asked him. It was my fault.
So if we're gonna make a statement, come on up if you wanna contribute what you have. Okay.
Sorry about that. yeah.
Okay, so if they're doing that, then there would be no need to put a vinyl fence on that side, is that correct?
Vinyl fence in the back?
No, on the side of the school, the football
Where
field.
the
If they're
football
gonna
field?
put,
You
you're
can
saying it could be
still
it could be
see-
an 8-foot fence. I don't know what the height of the fence is.
Right, but that's more, so if someone is standing over there and let's say there's a little bit of break because it's plastic, let's say, they can still see through my entire property. They can still see through my entire house. You know, it's because they're standing right there by the fence. And I get it, I made the house there, that was by choice. I think that, you know, if we can figure out something where it's just up to the football field, you know, I would be so appreciative if it could just be up to the football field.
All right.
Could
so
I
let's
ask
leave that-
something?
Go
Could I
ahead.
ask Mr. Borowski? If we said
He should come
that,
up then.
yes,
Yes,
you want to
come
come
on
up?
the mic then if you're gonna ask him a question.
Because I'm hearing, I see there's tree line here, and I'm trying to help both of you here.
I appreciate that.
Mr. Borowski, would you have a problem if her put a fence in the front yard from the tip of the football field back
I've kind of
6
put a
foot?
line here. If you want to,
Exactly.
yeah, just look. I think I know what Francine's talking about. It's that line right there. I was thinking if the fence was here. Now that does
What-
take up
how are we gonna
a
put
lot
that
of your
on
pro.
record?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you're buying a home that'll be open, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
But,
just my.
but I see there's trees there, you know, I'll tell you the truth.
Marty, you want to show?
Yeah,
Marty what
if
it's
I
in?
had,
These lantern flies are killing a lot of my
yeah.
trees.
No,
Yeah,
I
I know.
know, I'm going through the same thing, and I think of, like, if the house next to me sold, and they decided to put up a white vinyl fence, I'll tell you the truth, I'd be nuts about it. And how many trees I have to put, which would mean that I'd have to fence my whole property, because the deer would get in and eat it. So, but I'm saying, there is trees there, and I do appreciate what you're going through with keeping vegetation around here. But, if she was to erect that privacy type of fence from the football field back to the front of her house, and then say no, which would still give you considerable in your backyard, where when you went out in your backyard, you looked and there's no white vinyl fence. I'm just trying to,
Honestly, my opinion, no, like I said, I like it open. That's
He
just-
wants to see the school football field.
I don't wanna, well, I don't watch the game, I don't watch the thing, I'm not gonna lie. I just like it open, and then when you, like you said, when you go resell, they're gonna be like, oh, you know, it's nice and open, you got all these trees, and then you got this wall next to you. That's just my opinion.
So even on the school side, you don't like
No,
it?
on the school side, I understand she's gotta do what she's
Oh,
gotta do.
okay, so you're talking about, we're
Just
not,
mine, by
we're,
mine.
your side, we haven't even talked about your side yet.
Oh, no, the
We're-
football, she's
football
gotta do
side
what
is
she's
all-
gotta do.
Okay.
You gotta do what you gotta
That's
do.
all we wanted to hear. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're all concerned, the neighbor's side, I think we're all in agreement that that side definitely should not have a 6-foot fence, white stockade or any kind of fence. I think we're all in agreement with that?
Correct.
But a
Okay,
4-foot
so-
fence is okay there.
Because that's
Yeah.
another neighbor's house. Now, if you're worried about him looking in there, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen that, you know, that he's gonna see, but I understand you want your privacy, but the law is the law, so on
you
that
can
side
put-
of the house, we'll enforce the zoning for that and say that we're good the way the law is. If you wanna put a 4-foot high, it's gonna make him unhappy, but that's what you can do.
Now, if
Okay.
you want privacy, you're probably gonna have to put, low trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
along
was
the
gonna
side.
say, trees work beautifully.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can get deer resistant. Now, as far as the other side, and we have to decide the height too in the front. She wants it 6 foot high in the front. So,
If she sets it back.
yeah, I think that we already okayed another house that was on a high volume road. It was on, what was the road? It's, Laurel Avenue. That was a house, right?
That was the gate.
Yeah, that was a gate and a fence. We did it 6 foot because they said people were pulling it in back up and all that.
But they had
Little
elevation.
Middletown
Yeah.
Lane Court.
So I think that to address the site triangle that Craig talked about and the neighbors talk about, I think if she pulls that back,
Right.
maybe 30 feet from the street instead of 20 feet, is that what it is now, 20?
It's,
The fence, where's the fence now?
fence right now is about
Yeah,
5 feet from the curb. About 20 feet from the curb.
So maybe if you pulled the whole thing back, maybe to 30 or 40 feet, that will give them plenty of room for site triangle, and we'll let you put a 6-foot high, whatever kind of wrought iron fence you want, aluminum, I didn't hear what it was.
On the
Yeah,
one
no.
side.
On the front side, the front. She's asking for 6 foot high in the front. Not vinyl, that's like a,
How
like
is
a
this
pole
all gonna
fence.
connect though? I'm just curious how the whole thing connects.
Yeah, I'm concerned about a mishmash look to the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so if we're not gonna do, if there's not gonna be a 6-foot fence right after that, the front, then that wouldn't make any sense, because it would then be 6 foot and then it'll go down to 4
No,
feet.
the side towards the school is gonna be maybe, some of it's gonna be 6 foot.
I
depending
know,
on
but
where
that
is.
distance from the school to the front yard to the sidewalk is really long. It's still
Alright.
long.
Yeah, but she's
So then
already-
it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
4
still-
feet, so you'll comply, so we don't have to worry about that, if you're gonna do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, if the beyond, the sides, if you're saying that the sides cannot be 6 feet, then the front should not be 6 feet either, because it just wouldn't look good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think without spending a lot of time going around in circles, I think, and the board, if I'm saying it wrong, you tell me, that everybody would be okay with 4 foot in the front, 4 foot on the neighbor's side, which is the current ordinance, and the only place we would consider putting 6 foot high, something other than a white vinyl, she said she would do any kind of fence, something to give her privacy, maybe stockade, maybe a wood grain vinyl fence, something a little bit more attractive that goes with the wood line, to go up that side, up to the beginning of where the football field begins. Does that sum up everybody's feelings?
I
But,
would go with that.
I still don't think the applicant wants just one side.
Well, I know that, but that's
Okay,
what
okay,
we're willing.
no, thank you, okay,
That's the
okay,
concession
okay.
she makes. If she
Yep.
says, no, I want the whole thing,
Okay,
then
okay,
we'll vote
okay,
on it.
Okay, gotcha, all right, thank you.
She's gotta decide.
Okay.
So I'm just telling her what the board would probably agree to.
Correct.
I'm not
Yep.
telling you have to do that. You could still ask for what you want, and we could either say yes or no. But we're willing to try to work with you,
Right here,
and
yep,
this
right.
is what I thought everybody was trying to do. Am I correct?
Well, I would think that she would want to close it, so I would think that it would be okay with wrought iron, along this here.
Well, she can go 4 foot high, whatever she wants. It don't matter.
My concern is any 4-foot high fence, a deer can get over.
Yeah, well,
and eat.
that's
If you
issue-
allowed her to have a 6-foot wrought iron fence,
They still could get
she
over
They
could
can
put
jump
up
6
shrub
foot
it.
too.
Yeah, they can
Oh.
jump.
But my
6
my
foot?
husky can't though. My husky can't get out.
Well, he
He
has,
can't jump a
he has
6
us
foot.
a comment
No, I
here.
get that.
No,
I
he has a
get
comment,
your
but it's a
point too,
different
sir.
comment.
You didn't bring him to testify, so he doesn't count.
But Dimitri, John has a
You
comment.
guys would have loved
Go
it.
ahead, John.
Yeah, here's the concern I'm having with granting a 6-foot fence, regardless of what type of fence it is, granting a 6-foot fence on the side of the property adjacent to the football field, is that the only justification that I'm hearing now is the dog. because whether it's a 4-foot fence or a 6-foot fence, excuse me, whether it's a 4-foot fence or a 6-foot fence, that's really not going to give you significantly more privacy. You're still going to have you're still going to see the bleachers. People are still going to be on the bleachers or on the football field and able to see into your property. The only thing that's going to give you, I think, any significant amount of privacy, more than the existing approved 4-foot fence, is if you have a lot of, is if you have a lot of trees or tall shrubs or whatnot. That's the only thing that's going to give you significantly more privacy. 2 more feet on the fence is not going to do that. So then the only justification we have left for 2 more feet on the fence is the dog. I mean, you could get an invisible fence collar for the dog. You can get somebody to train the dog. You're certainly not the only one in Homedale that has, a large dog that could jump over 4 feet. And so my concern is setting a precedent that alone is a good enough justification to approve, a 6-foot fence. I mean, is there some other justification you have for the 6-foot fence?
No, it was just that and privacy and just letting, my dog be able to be free in the front yard because just the front yard's so big and the backyard just because she doesn't like being inside. But I get your concern, but what I wanted to know was what's the issue with, I'd just like to ask you guys, and this is not to be disrespectful, is what's the issue with having a 6-foot fence for the front yard? That is open, I could do it, that is decorative, and not white and not vinyl. If I wanted it to be 6 feet in the front yard, what's the problem with it?
The problem is that's what the ordinance says, that it doesn't have a 6-foot fence. So we only would grant a variance if there's enough justification. And like he said, a board member feels that there's not enough, having a dog that could jump it is not a justification because you can get other methods of keeping the dog in. Is that correct, John?
Correct.
So that's not a justification for him to say yes for a 6-foot whatever kind of fence. And I kind of agree with John.
And that's why I wanted to distill, is that if that's the only justification, I think if you're candid, you confirm that it is. And that's the problem I'm having with it because, again, I think I'm concerned about setting the precedent that, a justification for a 6-foot fence is you have a bigger dog that could jump the fence, when there's a number of other ways that I think you could manage, the dog rather than making that an exception for a 6-foot fence.
I have a question for Kate that's probably going to throw a monkey wrench in some of the things we're talking about.
No.
But let's say the school came in and they wanted to put a fence up there. They have different guidelines than residential. What does the ordinance say if a school wanted to put a fence, and what height could they go with? And what kind of fence could they put? Is there anything that you could tell us about that?
I believe that the school is in a residential zone.
So they have to follow residential, so they have to have 6 foot?
They may have their own conditional use standards. I would have to look offhand. They could probably put it in, they could put it in the side yard. Are you talking about along?
So like there's some kind of a chain link fence there with an undetermined height there.
Yeah, who knows how long that's.
Yeah, but that's running the whole length all the way up to Bethany, right? Is that what you said?
No, it's not going all the way up to Bethany.
Oh, it doesn't go to
No,
Bethany?
the football field ends probably at about maybe 100 feet back.
So the chain link fence stops at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then it's somebody else's. Then becomes 543A starts there.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, the other property.
Right there.
The other property is
Stops right
there.
Yeah,
And what kind of fence do they have?
they have no fence.
No fence. All right.
Yeah, it's like I think they run a business there in the backyard.
I mean,
which
there
is-
are trees.
It's insane. Yeah,
that-
they run a
there
business
are
there
trees that are
in the
deer resistant that actually grow really quickly. I mean, we've
know,
heard
but-
a lot of testimony,
Yeah.
like for the last 4
All right.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, just one more thing. As the board is closing out, I just want to say two things. One is, keep bringing up the concept of hardship, and from the board's perspective, when you're evaluating a C variance, there's 2 different kinds of variances. There's the hardship variance, which is when there's something affecting a specific piece of property, which usually has to do with the size of the property. From the testimony we've heard tonight, there's not a hardship here. This is a self-created hardship. There is also what we call the flexible C, which you also hear, which is where the applicant has to show that the benefits of granting the variance outweigh the detriments. And, I think if you're weighing on things, I think that's what you want to look at. The testimony's not really going to change. But, you know, just think of it that way. Do the benefits outweigh the detriments?
Okay. Any other more comments? We'll ask the applicant to tell us what she wants to do, and then we'll vote. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. It's 8:20 already.
Question to Mr. Borowski. If she put,
He has to come up, it's come up again one more time, I'm sorry.
There is one more thing, which Marty is our attorney. He just whispered to us. You don't have to make a decision tonight. If you want, you could take all the information that we talked about, go back home, do some research, and then we'll have another meeting that you'll come back at, and you can tell us what you want. Maybe it changed, maybe it doesn't change, but we don't want to put you on the spot that you have to decide this right now.
But once they vote,
Once we vote, if we
can't come
vote
back.
no, you can't come back and say, well, now we're gonna change it, we're gonna make this, it's too late, it's done. So, think about that while he's,
yeah, that's why I wanted to ask Mr. Borowski, so you can get some input
But
as
she
to
has a question
Oh, I'm
for,
sorry, I'm
she
sorry.
has
She has
asked
a
a question, yeah.
question.
if she proposed putting up a wrought iron 6-foot fence, one that you can see through, you know, or whatever, would you have a problem with that? You don't want any fence there, that's what I'm getting the,
The whole reason is open in Homedale, that's one of the
yeah.
reasons.
Well, if
It's
she's
my
allowed to
opinion.
put a 4-foot,
4 foot, like I said, on the school side, you do whatever you gotta do. I
Yeah.
totally understand that. The backyard, do what you gotta do. But the ordinance is 4 foot, and whatever kind of fence, 4 foot is great.
you wouldn't have a problem with a 4-foot plastic white fence.
Put it up.
he would
like it,
have
but
a
he
problem.
He has no choice.
No, but that's, no, I know, but that's why she could put up a 4-foot white fence according
She
to
could
the
put up
law.
purple, blue,
But
yellow.
why make you unhappy even though she's
Yeah,
complying
but
with
it
the
doesn't
law if we
accomplish
can?
anything because she wants privacy, so 4 foot, you just walk right over it, so it defeats the purpose she wants it.
Yeah,
at
but
that
she
point.
can do that. She
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
she
know
can,
that,
yeah,
but
she
it
can do
defeats
it.
the purpose that she said she wanted it for privacy. You're not gonna get privacy for a 4 foot, any kind of fence.
Correct, but I'm seeing if she
Even a
put in a
6-foot
wrought
fence.
iron, if she was able to enclose her own property, therefore the deer can't get in to eat the trees, she could create some sort of privacy,
could still get
which,
The
in.
deer,
They're
the deer are
getting
gonna get
forced.
in unless you have over 8 feet
8
fence.
foot.
8 foot is what the farmers use. So there's no 8 foot gonna go
That's-
anywhere there.
That's
Okay.
what, I have
It ain't
8
gonna
foot for
happen.
my,
you're making me,
garden,
you-
and they haven't been in there. 6 foot, they clean over. And now, more
When
and
they're
more deer are
hungry,
coming.
they go. In the wintertime,
Yeah.
when there's nothing around, they'll go wherever it is they gotta get food.
you don't make,
And there's a lot of them.
Okay, thank you. So my suggestion is for you to take all of this things we talked about, go home, talk to the family, and then you can schedule another meeting to come back whenever you want in the new year, if there's no spots this
Yeah.
year.
If you need if you still want a 6-foot fence and you need a variance, if you decide you're not gonna do that, you'll put up.
Yeah, but there's
trees and
too
shrubs.
many flexibility things that she could think about. We talked about so many
Right.
aspects of it. If I was sitting there, I couldn't make up my mind what I want to do by
No, I
myself.
think you're right.
That's going to affect her whole family, whatever she decides, unless you're
Yeah.
the king of the household or the queen of the household.
I
but-
think he's right. I think what you should do is go back home, think about what you wanna do, and then see if you still need a variance for what you wanna do, and then come
And
back.
you come
Because I,
back.
'cause I think everyone is definitely sensitive to the football side of the field and helping you with the privacy and keeping some of the trash out from being thrown over. So I think that whole left side there by the football field is something that, yeah, I'm sorry, well, from the street,
Maybe speak with
Yeah,
the
from the
landscaper
street, it's the right
and see if they can create what you're trying to achieve with shrubs.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely will put trees there, but
See,
trees
there's
take
some
time to grow.
big-
Right, I'm not gonna get privacy by next
yeah,
winter
okay.
with trees. So I absolutely
Wait,
will do
guys.
trees, for sure. I'll do the green giants that grow, I
Those
think they
grow
grow. green-
fast.
Yeah, they grow
Okay.
fast, but they still
Well, you
take a
could do
decade to grow.
You could do whatever you want, is so long
Yeah.
as it's 4 foot, and then you do that landscaping and you achieve your privacy. You know, you like said, you just go back and think about your options.
All right, I don't want to seem like I'm rushing you, but I have another applicant that needs to
Yeah.
come up.
I
What do
just
you want
wanted
to
to
do? Do
ask
you
a
want us
quick
to
question.
vote today, or you want to think about it and come back at another day?
No, you guys can vote today, because I think that I
Well,
wanted
we're
to
going to have
actually
to vote
just-
on what you tell us.
Yeah, I wanted to just ask, so right now, a 4 feet fence with, that is solid vinyl, let's say, you know, obviously white is different story, I can make it look like wood color. But, that I could do the way it's set right now, I don't have to set it back in any particular way,
You cannot have a solid 4-foot fence in the front yard.
but that's what's approved right now.
Front yard fence have to be,
No, but, no, not solid, not the front yard, not the front,
The side you're talking about.
the sides of the front yard, right now it's solid.
if that's what was approved by the zoning officer, I would
that's
defer
what's
to
approved,
that,
yeah.
then yes.
But
Is that
the
what she
front,
approved?
obviously, the front is not, front is, you know, 60%, you need that to be, 40% space. It has to be 40% open. Yeah, but I can still do that as a 6 feet, as 4 feet. But that's what I just wanted to confirm. That's okay, all right.
And you don't need a variance for that.
Right, that's because that's already approved. So what?
Well,
what-
hold on, you did not, a 4-foot, it does not, the zoning approval does not say privacy fence. It would be a 4-foot white fence, because anything in the front yard has to be open.
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 feet. Like your neighbor has the post and rail fence, doesn't have to be that, but it has to be somewhat open. It can be white or whatever color, but because I'm looking at the zoning permit right now, and it speaks about the 4-foot white fence extending here, then it says will transition to a 6-foot white vinyl privacy fence. The 4-foot fence is not described as a privacy fence. It would have to, and when you come in, you know, you'd have to get permits for it. You have to show what kind of fence it would be.
Okay, so if I was to, just what I wanted to put out is what we already talked about is, if we, at the football field, if we just start at a 6-foot, you know, metal rod fence, but that starts at this football field point, up into the football field, and after that it could be 4 feet. 4 feet, again, metal rod fence. If that way, if I wanted to make it more private and put, let's say, whatever, you know, clothing or whatever else I wanted to make it, just to make it a little bit more private, then I could do that along with the shrubs and trees. That's something that I would see if you guys can approve that.
Okay, I don't understand what type of fence you're referring to.
A metal open.
Chain link?
Not chain linked, but a metal space.
Aluminum fence like they have around pools with like poles,
Yeah.
spindles?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think she's talking about an iron.
Is that what she's
A
talking
wrought,
about?
wrought iron.
Or
Wrought iron.
aluminum?
Yeah.
Wrought iron look that goes up until 6 feet, that goes up until from both sides. So it'll be both sides. that
Black
go-
or white?
Black. Wouldn't be white.
So no white vinyl privacy fence.
Yeah, not
So
to.
you're not gonna use that at all in the front part of your house. In the back, you could do what you want, but
She's saying she
saying
wants
no.
to go 6
Up to the
foot
football.
up to the football field on both sides.
okay, so that's the only thing she would be getting a variance for,
Right.
in wrought iron.
100-foot back, basically.
It would be 4 feet. Yeah, in the front it could be 4 feet.
Can you scale it on there, how far the football, is, so we could put a number for Marty? Can you scale it on the map, what she's talking about, where the football field is? Is it on there?
He's looking
It's not on it, it's not on the site.
Oh, it doesn't show it?
If I could show you, I think I know what everyone's talking about here. But are you saying for both sides of the property?
Yeah, it just wouldn't look good on one
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
It's gonna look asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Craig, if you want to come back and show you what I think she's asking for.
Are we, I mean, look, I think
require a variance.
it would, yeah, it would, anything 6
Oh,
foot
the
in the front
property
yard.
line for the other
Right, so that
house.
Yellow right here, so I think
That's
basically
even.
Correct. Just
Here?
use the property line.
The property line from that
Football field
to this house.
Yes. So are you
Okay, make a
talking about
measurement.
doing away with the white vinyl fence in total?
And then also
In the front yard.
here.
In the front yard.
So can't you just
Okay.
say,
The backyard
use
will
the
stay
property
what
line as
it
the
needs to
limit?
be.
Yeah, but we.
So by backyard, you mean it behind your house?
This part.
Yeah,
This
okay.
From here to here. This, from the street to,
That's
No,
the
the
lot.
fence is gonna
The 6
start
foot, that's
end
the lot,
here.
yeah.
So
that's where she can start her.
And go back, so we need to know how far the fence is gonna be, or you
But
wanna
just-
say start back?
Just they start at the property line.
But
Yeah.
in
Okay,
order
so
not to,
what's that distance?
But
Is
how do
there
you,
a
but how do you
distance?
run it
But-
over here?
No, the back, we're not talking about
no,
this
but
side.
she is asking for both sides. She's asking for both sides,
Yeah.
Dimitri.
Oh, I didn't hear
So
that
that's
part.
why I think we're spinning our wheels.
That's a
Yeah.
variance.
Here's if you may allow me to do this, is what the
Yeah.
applicant is proposing. The applicant is proposing
And we're using the
we're looking at the site plan.
site plan for the record.
The applicant is proposing a 4-foot high metal open style fence, starting approximately, I think it's about 225 feet back.
That's the property line.
It's essentially the property line of the adjacent neighbor to the east.
Whatever number that
Yes,
lot is.
and then, so let's start here. I am starting at the northwest corner of the property on Bethany Road. The applicant will go across the Bethany Road frontage with a 4-foot high, aluminum metal style open, fence. That 4-foot high fence will continue.
Can I bring the applicant up here so she can see this too?
I think
Lonnie,
That's what
she have
she's
to be here.
she can, so the 4-foot, metal fence will continue along the easterly property line until about 225 feet back, approximately where the other property line ends and the football field begins, at which point a 6-foot high metal fence will continue from there to the front line of the dwelling that is under construction. At that point, that will transition to a 6-foot high vinyl privacy
Or whatever
fence.
she wants.
Or whatever she wants. It's anything that's permitted.
We're not
Permitted.
talking about the back.
Well, we're talking about the back because it's all part of the application. but
Okay.
yes. So that will continue around the backyard and then continue around until we are now on the westerly side of the property. And again, at the front wall of the home, which is the front yard setback, that will become a 6-foot high metal open style fence. And again, approximately about 225 feet perpendicular to the football field will then become a 4-foot metal open fence going back to the starting point along Bethany Road.
Or whatever point you guys are
Yeah,
willing to
but
do.
I'm confused. If you're doing this for your dog, why can't the dog jump over here? This is only gonna be 4 feet.
Yeah, I mean,
So
don't
what's
know.
the purpose of all that?
I wanted to, so that it's still,
I appreciate what you're saying, Kate, but I don't understand.
I'm not saying anything, I'm saying what she just said.
No, I understand that, but I don't understand how that's gonna keep your dog from jumping the fence.
because I'm just
They
trying to
could-
figure out,
They could jump here, they could jump there, they could jump in the front.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to make where I can get some privacy from the football field side, but keep it even on the other side, because I think one side is just not gonna look good. That's the problem.
I don't
Put-
agree with you.
Move this up in there, put a 6-foot here, 6-foot.
Oh,
line.
you mean make a whole,
Yeah,
close the
and
whole
forget-
front?
Forget that.
Move this whole back and then leave this open? Well, that's a different way of doing it.
Oh, not putting any fence in the front?
Yeah, no, put the fence here now.
225.
He's saying suggested bringing it back here. I think, you know what, we're really spinning our wheels here. I think you need to go home and come up with a good plan. Take some pictures, show us some style fences. We're all talking about, we don't know what we're talking about here. I think we need to let you do this properly and not rush this through. Because if somebody doesn't like what you're saying, and I'm one of them, I'm gonna vote no, and then you're gonna be stuck with nothing.
And I would make a suggestion, if it helps, is I would try to focus on using either whether it's trees, shrubs, or different options with the fence. Focus on using that to give you the privacy that you want. For the concern about your dog, I think that maybe you want to look into like one of the invisible fence collars or other means to manage that, because I think it's I don't know if it's an efficient use of your time to try to use the fencing and application to the zoning board just for managing the dog.
Okay,
If that
thank
helps.
you.
Okay, so do we have any time this year to see her?
Unfortunately, no. So this needs to be carried for our reorg meeting. Just get the date.
Reorg meeting?
That's the only alternative. We will carry to
We're gonna have
reorg
carry
and
to
then
reorg
get
and
the
then pick
date.
a date.
Yes.
So we have nothing in this year, so we're talking 2026. So we're gonna have what we call a reorg meeting, reorganization meeting, and at that meeting is when we'll pick a date for you.
Okay,
And then the secretary can let you know, and obviously it's as soon as possible. So that gives you plenty of time to get all your ducks in a row, pictures of fences, ideas, measure, go out and measure, come up with some numbers, and tell us we want to come to this point. Whatever you want to do, pictures would be great to show us, and then come back at that time.
okay, thank you for your time.
Right, just a motion and second to
Right,
carry.
Says for the applicant and the neighbors, so it'll be carried without further notice. So Because we don't have an official schedule
Mayor
next
Dave,
year,
microphone.
other than the reorg date, that's why it's carried to the reorganization date. That will set our calendar for the year. That's when we'll pick the next date that this will be heard. Everyone can check with Irina, but you'll notify the applicant
Absolutely.
minimally, but you'll have to check, looking at the neighbors, just check the website or check with Irina
Mm-hmm.
after the reorg meeting. But you don't have to be here at the reorg meeting, either one of you.
Yeah.
No action will be taken at that. It'll just be carried, again, without notice to another
The
date.
next closest date, which will be later in the month, probably, right, or February, most likely. Right? Do we have anything so far that we would have to have in January?
I would refrain from commenting.
Okay.
Next year, we have time.
I would like to motion to carry the application of 543B Bethany Road, Block 30.09, Lot 3, to the January reorganization meeting, January 2026 reorganization meeting,
January 7th.
That's correct.
January 7th.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Mr. Berkeley?
Yes.
Ms. Campus?
Yes.
Mr. Luciani?
Yes.
Mr. Marzocca?
Yes.
Mr. Giampolo?
Yes.
And Mr. Orfanitopoulos?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry that we, about tonight.
Thank you.
We want
Thank
to
you.
do the
Thank you
right
for your
thing
time.
We really do. You're welcome. Okay. Next application, Francine.
Zoning Board 2025-5, Jesse Laughlin, 38 Bayberry Drive, Block 58.02, Lot 34. The applicants propose to demolish the existing wooden deck and construct a raised paver patio featuring an in-ground swimming pool, 15 by 24, with associated pool equipment, a pavilion, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, planter, and retaining sitting block wall. Grading and the installation of soil erosion and sediment control measures are proposed as part of the construction. The applicant requires a variance for the proposed 35.2% lot coverage where 15% is permitted.
Okay, Kate, you want to comment on this before we start?
If that you don't mind, I will defer to Craig because he wrote a review for it.
Oh, okay.
I can chime in with some of the zoning.
Okay, so Craig, tell us, I thought that we had a different coverage number, not 15.
Before we start, notices are okay and
Yes, that's correct.
Any-
Just,
do you
I
know
think there is a
anybody on the board
typo, Kate, I think should be
Conflict with anybody
30%
on the
on
board?
15%.
Okay, anyone have any
What?
conflict?
The
knowing
typo,
folks
I
here?
think, I have, should be 30% permitted instead of 15.
Yes, Craig has that in his letter.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Yes.
And you have one witness?
My contract,
Okay, so unfortunately, I think I swore our professionals in for that last application only. So we're gonna ask all four people to just swear, you swear or affirm the testimony I'm about to give with regard to this application is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, for the record, our professionals have been sworn, and so has the applicant and their contractor. And when we get to you, sir, you can introduce everybody.
Okay.
Put your names on the record.
And also for the record, I don't think there were any conflicts, right?
No, no conflict.
No conflicts.
Okay. Craig, do you want to say anything first before we let them start about the coverage situation?
Sure. So on the site, the site's an existing 10,000 square foot lot. It's currently developed with a two-story single-family dwelling, associated improvements, wood deck, vinyl fencing. And the applicants are proposing to demolish the existing wood deck and construct a raised paver patio, in-ground swimming pool, and other associated improvements, including fire pit, outdoor kitchen, planter, and similar improvements. This results in a 35% lot coverage. In accordance with the ordinance, that's where 15% is permitted. However, this is directly related to the application that was heard a couple of weeks ago, 14 Hawthorne. It's in that same area. And my understanding is that as part of, there was a blanket variance, if that's saying it correctly, approved for all of the sites in that development that increased the lot coverage to 30%.
Well, it's not a blanket thing that has to do with us variance. It had to do with the township committee.
No, it was actually, no, it was an amended site plan approval. a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, so it had nothing to do with us.
The planning
That's what
board,
I'm
was
trying
that
to
the
say.
planning board or?
It was probably the planning board. Yeah, but it was a variance. They amended this, it was an amended site plan approval because essentially from what I understand is that as this, in between this development getting approved and being constructed or being fully built out, the zoning ordinance, the underlying zoning ordinance was changed in the township to substantially reduce the impervious coverage so that when all of these houses were gonna be built, they were all non-conforming, even though they had just been approved. And so because of that, this subdivision in particular was initially called, I think, Twin Oaks, now it's known as Meadowwood.
Meadowwoods.
Now, yeah, it only applies to this subdivision.
Right. So they have 30%.
Yes,
So he's
so
5% over.
Yes, so it is based on an amended variance that was part of an amended site plan application a long time ago that is still applicable.
Okay. And that's the only thing that we require for variance.
That's the variance required. The pool location is compliant, and it appears that the pavilion is also compliant. There's just a few dimensions that weren't included on the site plan that should be added to confirm the compliance.
Okay, so the only thing we're talking about is coverage.
Correct.
That's it. Okay. Okay, sir. It's your show. Tell us why you want this and why this is a hardship to you, etc. You heard what we went through with the other person.
Yeah, like you said, that Homedale dream of having the big backyard, and you know, I came here for you.
Just introduce your name and spell it for the record.
Oh, sorry,
I don't think the mic is on either.
Jesse Lachlan. What else did you want to know?
Your address?
38 Bayberry Drive. So like you said, I wanted the big backyard. Obviously, it was a tough time to find a house in Homedale, and we got a smaller backyard, and just trying to create a nice atmosphere where the kids want to be and grow up in a nice backyard. That's all.
That's it?
That's it.
I mean, there doesn't look like there's too much place for the kids to play football or basketball or anything like that back there.
There wasn't much room before, so they had the front yard. My property is actually set back further than everybody, so we have the grass in the front.
So what I'm just saying is, you really want that much pavers in your backyard and not leave any room for the kids to play on grass?
I don't have much room for much, so I would like the
Okay.
pool and yeah.
All right. Craig, isn't there, what's the story with pavers and coverage? Is it 50% or what? Isn't there something about pavers at a different coverage? In the rear
Depending
yard?
on the type of paver, there is an allotment that it is not totally impervious.
So what's the calculation you used? Did you use 50% or you used the actual?
My comment relates to what the increase in impervious coverage would be, and that would be something that the engineer can provide.
Who's engineer? Their engineer?
Their engineer.
So
They
what
have a-
number, what I'm trying to find out is what lot coverage did you use? Did you use the actual coverage or
Oh,
something?
their engineer provided the calculations,
Okay, that's what we need.
and just trying to see here.
I can't read that.
He said 50%?
These are the numbers.
Marty, he's testifying, so.
So we have to get this gentleman's name and his, whoever you are.
Want to pass the microphone? Yeah, pass the microphone.
You might want to get this.
You can, tell us who you are.
My name is Anthony.
Wait.
You don't have to stand, sir. You can sit down.
My name is Anthony Nicosia. The name of my company is
Spell that? Spell it.
sure Nicosia, and the name of my company is, the formal name is Nicosia Construction Company, and we trade as Backyard Designs NJ on Instagram. You guys should check it out.
Okay, so you're the one that's gonna do everything here, the pools,
Yes.
the patios, you're
Yes,
doing
sir.
the whole job, you're not subbing out the pool to another company?
No, we're doing the whole job.
Okay. All right, go ahead. What was the question we had for him? The calculation?
Yes.
Okay, so go
So
ahead.
yeah, the my engineer, who basically is like my in-house engineer, He did the lot calculations. I spoke to Courtney in the town, and Courtney had told me about the 30%. We went, now, I
30.
misunderstood Courtney the first time I went, and it was my mistake. So I designed this, I said, oh, good, 35.2%, we're okay. When I came to find out they weren't, at that point I had already showed Jesse. And so now, you know, we were in a predicament, and we made a decision to try and get a variance. You know, there is a lot of things that can be done to negate the impervious problem with water runoff, you know, and Jesse is the one paying for it, you know, but I
So
think.
what are you proposing?
Well, I hate to put it out in the beginning because I was hoping we could do it without it, but a dry well. Water storage retention basin that will carry the 5.2%, no problem. Then there won't be any difference in the water runoff.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. You know, but it costs money, guys and gals, or if you don't mind me saying that. So I try and help. I've done this 100 times. I try and do it without having to spend their money. They're already spending a lot of money. You know, no matter how fair we are.
Well, you could throw it in as part of the deal.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to do it at cost.
And I think Craig had a question. I saw you look up when he said the 5.2% in impervious, offsetting that, Craig?
So, yeah, two items. Number one, the 50% of the 80 square foot, equaling 40 square foot of pervious coverage, that 50% depends on what type of paver you use.
Right.
So that would need to be substantiated in the drainage calculations that I've requested in my letter.
I see.
And in terms of the
Craig, just for the record, are the calculations provided based on that right now, or are they based on 100%?
well, the
You say 50.
No, that's
the coverage calculations are based off of 40 square foot
They are, okay.
versus the 80 square foot. But out of 3,600 square feet, that additional 40 square feet isn't going to change a whole lot in terms of the coverage. You know, that 35.2% may go up to 5 or 6. It's not going to be a whole lot in terms of the coverage
If it was carrying 100%,
calculations.
you're saying?
But it's just for that paver walkway. And actually also the paver patio. So if the paver that is provides 50% area where water can seep through, then that's fine.
So what
But
kind of paver is that?
that detail will need to be provided on the plan.
Since you do this 100 times, what paver is he talking
Yes,
about?
yeah. So a regular paver will do it. It's not the paver, it's the base. And so we do a stone base, and then we do coarse concrete sand setting bed. Both of them allow the water through.
And what do you use for filling in the cracks?
It's a polymeric sand.
Because they do have ones now that seal so weeds don't come through there.
Yeah, no, but we use the G2
Okay.
sand,
Gotcha.
which allows a certain amount to go through it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it actually softens up, but it softens up, and I'm starting a YouTube channel, and so I'm teaching homeowners, and you want it to soften up because when it freezes, then if the pavers move, it's going to crack out of the joint, and it's not going to be good.
Okay.
You know, so that's the reasoning behind it.
I want to ask Craig. Craig, did you agree with him on the dry well offsetting the 5.3% of additional impervious coverage?
Well, in my letter, we talk about the dry well offsetting the increased impervious, not just the 5%.
Okay.
So there's an impervious coverage that's there before and that addition. So it's going to be more than the 5% because I think you're at less than 30%
And
now.
my engineer and I, Gary Chang and I, we knew we were going to have to oversize it. You know, so we probably were going to go up to 6%. You know, because
Well, it's the increase from what's
Right.
there now.
That's right.
Impervious cover.
And-
I can work with your engineer to
That's it.
do
and
that. Yeah.
and they'll work together. I
Absolutely.
am going to do it at cost, which will.
Well, there's
only
another
be-
thing too, besides a dry well, what else could you do?
That's the best thing to do.
No, but what else can you do?
Yeah, you can direct all the runoff, and I'm an expert with this. you can direct almost all the runoff to center drains in the patio, so you don't get anything on the outside of the patio. So we put center drain, pitch, center drain, pitch, do it like that.
No, I wasn't talking
It
at that.
goes into the water retention basin.
I was asking.
Correct, yeah.
Right into
your
the water.
drywall, into your drywall.
Into your dry well.
Yes.
Other than a dry well, is there another method you could use?
Yeah,
to-
well, dry well is one way with stone, but there's an even better way, and I actually like this. The Coltex system. Are you familiar?
Yep.
It's a really good system. It's open,
Is that
it's-
called a rain garden?
No,
No.
rain garden is
Is that where
different.
you were going to be?
I was
trained?
trying, hoping
I
you
was-
would say
I was-
that.
I
'Cause
was-
that
No,
would cost
well,
almost
rain garden
nothing.
is not as proficient as what we're
But
talking
it can
about.
add a little extra, but it is maintenance for the homeowner.
What, the rain
Absolutely.
garden?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's planting in it.
But it's nice.
Yeah, but then it's a less expensive option. You mentioned cost quite a bit to him.
No, for what I'm charging them, it's not going to matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's throwing that in too.
Well,
All right.
you know what?
We're on the record too, you know. We're on the record, so
And that's
whatever you
okay.
say.
We're
It's
43
legal.
years in business. You don't last this long by being a cheat or a dishonest contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting the dry well
Yes.
over the rain garden?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think in terms of sheer what it can quantity that it can handle, the dry well is better. The rain garden is almost like I will never say no to a rain garden, but I think
Because it's pretty.
yeah, and it's nice. And it is a lower kind of impact. But if they're willing to do a dry well,
Let them do a
Then
dry
they
well.
let
And
them
where
do a
would you
dry
put
well.
this dry well?
We would find a spot,
Okay.
20 feet away from any foundation or structure, and we would put it. And that, my engineer and I will go over. I don't think it has any bearing on the foundation for the raised patio, so it'd probably go in the back towards there. Plus, in the back, we'll have better pitch, for our piping, so I would opt to go toward the back. I'm pretty good with this stuff.
I have
Just pretty good.
I have two questions, and
Go
some
ahead.
of them might be for Craig, and some might be for the witness. So first, I just want to both about the pavers, the impervious, etc. One is that just to clarify, with a raised patio, you just mentioned foundation. How what and I'm asking this is not my area of expertise. I'm just the planner. What is the foundation for the raised patio going to take up? More like I guess what I'm trying to say is that going to impact the paver situation,
No.
or is it just kind of around the edges? It's
It's only the edges of the wall,
Okay,
that's it.
just the edges of the wall. Okay, that was my
Yeah.
first question. Then the next is more of a statement, but just to clarify, we were talking about the impervious. Per the township ordinance, pavers, unless they're used for a driveway or motor vehicle surface, pavers do count as 50% impervious coverage. So that the calculation as far as what's in the plans, what's in Craig's letter is correct. It does not, we don't need to see a detail. What it might come down to is, the exact makeup, the detail of the pavers may impact, the size of the dry well. That will be something that Craig will discuss with the applicant as they work towards, a plot plan. But we don't have to, for this board's consideration, you don't have to worry about the makeup of the pavers. The impervious coverage calculation is not going to change.
Well, he mentioned it's going to be raised. How high up off the ground?
18 inches.
18 inches?
Yeah.
And you have to understand that the property is like this.
Yes,
Most of it is because the property's like
So
It's
when you
to
put the
accommodate
fence
the
for the
pool,
pool,
correct, yeah.
is the fence for the pool going around the perimeter of the property, or how you doing the fence? Because I don't see nothing on the plan.
this side. What we're gonna do around, no, we're not gonna do, it's gonna go around the retaining wall probably. Yes. I would rather see him do that, because I'm gonna shoot a video, and I want it to be nice. And I'm serious about that.
Okay. So, okay, whatever you like. All right, anything else? Guys, any other questions? Did I leave anything out?
So, if we would still have to give them a variance for the.
The coverage,
the
but
coverage,
he's
but-
gonna mitigate it by putting in a dry well.
Okay, so we still have something to say.
Yeah, that's gonna be a special condition that Marty's gonna put in there versus the dry well being approved by Craig.
And Yeah, I guess I'm just looking at the recommendation. It's gotta be 20 feet away from the house or any structure, foundation.
Well, he said behind the
Yeah,
patio he's gonna
okay.
put it.
And then obviously it can store and infiltrate 3 inches of runoff.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
comply to
yep.
Craig's letter.
Okay, good. Okay, great.
Okay, anybody else have any comments or questions? Okay, the public,
Okay, good, let's go.
I wanna open up to the public. Ma'am, you wanna have a
Does Mar-
comment?
Does Marty have a question first, though?
No, it's not a condition.
Come on up, state your name and your address for the record, and then tell us whatever you wanna tell us. Question or comment?
Question or comment?
Question and also comment.
Okay, so I want to swear you in then.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, but we have to swear you in for your comment. Do you
Raise-
swear or affirm?
Raise your hand.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
state and spell your name, please.
My name is Lan Xiang Chen. The last name spelled is Chen, and the first name is LAN hyphen H like Henry, S like Sam, IANG. I'm the house owner, property owner of the next door.
Which
36
side?
Bayberry Drive, and for almost 40 years.
No, which side are you on if we're looking from the front of the
If you
house?
look from the street
Yeah.
and looking at the house, I am on the right-hand side.
The right-hand side, okay, this
So
side.
I can tell you all the history about my next door neighbor, and also some characteristic. My understanding is they applied for the approval previously for a swimming pool and also a pavilion. Is that right?
I don't know.
Well, that's what it say when I read the material.
You mean before today's meeting?
Before today's meeting, they got approval or something.
Yes, the applicant initially applied for a zoning permit for for something that conformed, and then they amended their application and required a variance. There's a letter, there's a narrative statement from the applicant's engineer that was part of the application package.
Okay.
Yes. So the
That's
amendment.
the first time here.
Huh?
First time here.
First time in front of us.
Oh, yeah, I'm first.
No,
No,
there
it's
you
the
go.
applicant.
Oh, the first time, yes, and me too.
So we are hearing it for the first time tonight. We don't know what you just said.
Oh, I see, okay, thank you. I'm a little bit nervous because of the
Don't be
language.
nervous. We're just regular people, just like you. Nothing to be
Thank
nervous
you.
about.
I know they're going to build swimming pool because the neighbor told me that, he asked me, JC asked me that if we allow him to trim down the branch of the pine tree on my property, because he says that he does not want the pine needle blow into his swimming pool that he's going to build.
Right.
So I know he's going to build swimming pool. But I was kind of shocked when I look at the variance plan that he is going to ask for coverage 35.2, and also I want to know, and he's going to build a outdoor kitchen and a fire pit, and what else? Look like
And a pavilion.
yes, it looked like very fancy. It looked like it is something on a 1 acre lot.
Probably a lot of money.
Yes. That place, you talk about 15% versus 30% allowed, right?
No, it's 30.
It's 30 allowed, yes. That place, Meadowwood, is too close for comfort. That's why I move away. I still own the property, but I move away because it's just too close.
So
and-
what's your comment or question that you wanted to
my
ask?
question is, it seems to me, when I live there, I don't live there now, but when I live there, the property is very damp, very wet, at the back and also at the front. And at that point, I did not know better, so I kind of used my hand dig a ditch to let the water run off. And I also noticed one thing. When the Brightview assisted living built their building, I was shocked to find out, because I did not pay enough attention, I was too busy. I was shocked to find out that behind my property, it used to be very pretty wooded area, and I was told nothing will be built there. But they put a drainage, stone drainage vent, is you
Easement.
call it vent?
Yeah, they put it,
Yeah,
there was
they
a
put it
drainage
in
easement.
to make that area even worse. Okay, so fortunately I don't have a basement, so I don't need to worry about the basement flooded. But this neighbor, before they moved there, I knew the previous neighbor have flooded basement because they bring out all the wet item to the curb, and also the house was on fire one time. And now it got rebuilt and renovated to be a very beautiful house.
You're saying a lot of things, but you're not asking a question, or
Yeah, I'm saying that the,
we don't want to hear the whole history, we just want to
Oh,
hear
oh,
your
yeah.
question and what your comment is.
okay, my question is, I know it's very wet there. And also, so with the raised paver patio, which will be 10 inch above the ground, that's what I
18
heard.
inches.
18 inches? I'm very concerned.
Okay, so here's
two
what he
reasons.
said he's gonna do, just so in case you didn't hear. They're gonna put a dry well. A dry well is in the ground, a hole filled in with gravel, or it could be dry, I'm not exactly sure what kind he's gonna use. And the water from the backyard and the pool and everything is gonna be pipes. And they all go in there, so all the water will go, not to your house, not to anybody else's house, all in the dry well.
And away from his basement.
And away from anybody's basement.
I see, okay.
So,
So
he's
that's what
actually gonna,
he's-
he's gonna improve the property.
He's gonna make it better than it is right now when they're done.
Okay.
That's what he's
I hope
proposing.
so. And the other concern I have is, did they also change the variance, not only the coverage, but also the setback from the property line? Because I look at
No,
the
that's
survey-
not the case, right?
Yes.
We're not doing setbacks.
It may have, it may be different than what the original zoning permit was, but he does not require a variance for setback.
Yeah.
I am not as smart as you guys, but I only look at the survey that was done by Morgan Engineer, current survey. I mean, this was done in 2021. I think that's the year they
Can-
bought the house. That it there.
Can you share that with Craig? Can you share that with Craig?
We
Yeah,
have
we
that,
have it in our
we have
packet.
that.
Okay, okay.
You can see, currently there is a wooden deck. That wooden deck looks like a kind of temporary building, great wooden deck. But that one you can tell, it aligned with the house, right? It did not stick out on the right-hand side, right?
Yes.
Okay, and,
Just as a legal comment, there are no setbacks shown on this survey for that deck, so
So-
for that deck, it does not show the setback,
No.
but
No.
if you look at the building, the frame, it says 16.1.
no,
That's the
again,
distance.
That's just
That's
what
the
it is.
distance.
That's not an ordinance setback, that's the distance of the house to the side yard.
Yes.
But it doesn't have any
Oh, then
of the
I don't-
township setback requirements.
Yes.
No. I misused it. I just said the distance between whatever the construction on their side and the property line. Currently, it is 16.1. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're saying that he is yes,
He's
the,
reducing.
yes, he is, which he is, but with, even though it is being reduced, it still conforms with the township ordinance.
Oh, then my question is, I have a question. What is the township ordinance for the side setback?
Is it, because these lots are rather
Maybe
small?
10 foot?
It's 12 feet. It's 10 foot is required, they are proposing 12.
10 feet is
Required.
and they are proposing 12.
So they're going from 16 to 12, but 10 is the minimum, and so they still comply.
Still comply, all right. Then if it's comply, nothing I can do, because in the past, when I mowed the lawn, when I went there to mow the lawn, I constantly saw the ball, the children's ball, fly over my property, and I try to be nice to bring it back to them, just flip it back to them. So I'm concerned about if they reduce the distance, it'll be even worse,
No.
So if
So do
it's
you
your
still
co-
own this house, or you
I
rent
still
it to
own the
somebody
house
else?
Right now, I leave the house vacant for a while.
Oh, it's vacant right now, the house?
It's vacant right now, but I constantly go there to mow the lawn, to do this
Okay.
and that. But my family plan to move there. Okay, we plan to move there because I'm retired.
Mhm.
So my financial situation, I need to move back there.
Okay.
Because right now I have 1 acre.
Okay, I just wanted to understand why you were here for. Okay, so
Oh,
you're gonna
because
live there, but when you go there, it's gonna be even better because the drainage is gonna be better.
Yep.
Because that man right there sitting next to you, he
He's gonna make sure.
represents our board, and he's gonna make sure it's
Yes.
done the way we're talking about.
He's gonna spend extra money to make sure it's done
And
properly.
he's doing it almost for free or something like that. Right?
I hope so.
But it's gonna be overall an improvement. It'll be an
Put
improvement.
that on the ordinance, on the
My
resolution.
concern here,
for him?
because
He's not saying a thing.
Because if you guys told me that dry well, will improve, and I'm going to.
We do that in almost all applications with pools.
Yeah.
It's something we always want to do up here, because we don't want anybody's house to get flooded or be disturbed because somebody put patios and kitchens and whatever they're doing.
I see.
So we don't want it to affect anybody else's property around it. So we always put dry wells in. We ask for that, or rain gardens, or whatever we do. So you don't have to worry about that. If that's your concern, don't worry about it. You can go home and sleep well tonight.
Well, I hope so. And then the other thing I'm concerned about is, this is the experience I have with the other side of the neighbor, 34, the previous neighbor. When people have a yard, set up, for a party purpose or something, they make a lot of noise. And not only that, they will throw the ball,
Well,
place
that's
people-
the Homedale police.
That has nothing to do with us.
I know, but I'm just let you know that right now, although you say that with the dry well, it will help, offset the coverage. But with so much, improvement there, with fancy kitchen, outdoor kitchen and this and that, I'm concerned about my privacy. That's one thing. I'm also concerned about the noise that I will have.
Well, those is something that we don't handle. If
Yeah,
you
but
if you
you
want
said-
privacy, you heard the other one with the fence. You could put a 6-foot fence there. As far as the noise, there's a rule the town has. It's an ordinance, and I'm not going to tell you what the rules are. But whatever they are, they will enforce the police department. So
Yeah.
we have nothing to do with that.
I think it's, up to 10, after
10 o'clock.
PM.
Don't
Yeah.
quote it because we don't know.
We aren't sure, but.
Yeah, there's a
I
the noise
I
ordinance has
kinda,
to apply, and
kind of hate to do that because
That's not our jurisdiction. We're only here for what he's
how
building.
about the 35.2 in the car?
That's what we're deciding on,
Yeah.
and the applicant is willing to put a dry well in for him at the same price for everything else. And this way, it'll mitigate it for us to approve it the way it is. Otherwise, if he said, no, I'm not doing it, we can say, no,
Yeah.
we're not approving it. And then he wouldn't have any job to do.
He'll have
But-
he'll have a better property, and it'll improve your property as well.
Yeah, so if he does a nice job, you can tell him to come over and do yours too.
I'm concerned about with so much improvement in the backyard, for entertainment.
That's something that we look at that, and we can only go by what the law is, and all we're doing is giving a little bit more space to make a little bit bigger patio, that's it. Yeah. So he said he's gonna invite you over to his party, so you'll be there. So you don't have to worry about the noise, because you'll be making it with him. Okay, thank you for your
I
comment,
do
miss.
have one more question since he's here today. The reason I talk about privacy is that I noticed that when I look at his house, on the right-hand side towards the front, there is a surveillance camera. And that surveillance camera is shooting directly into my backyard.
No,
and
it's
the-
not.
That has nothing to do with us also.
I know, but
I can show you the camera, they're right down on my.
It's not part of this, but yeah, that's something's different. We're not going to discuss this. Please don't discuss this. This is not something we're going
this
to
is
discuss.
this is a neighbor
We can't comment
dispute.
on anything like that. We're not here for that.
yeah,
So
no,
that
yeah,
question,
yeah. But I'm just
we're not
telling
responding.
you that my experience of living at Meadowwood, okay, just too close for comfort. And right now, with this 35%, 35.2, that's almost 70% increase over the.
And we definitely heard your concern, and we're working towards fixing that.
Away, I feel like, oh, it's such a relief. People mind their own business. They will not fight, that kind of stuff. So that's my. I'm not saying that he's fighting with me, but I'm just saying for the past experience. So that's what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. We appreciate it. Okay.
Is there anyone else in the public?
Anybody else in the audience that has a comment?
I do have a question. Why do they want raised patio.
Because the property slopes downhill and they want it to be level. They want the pool to be on an angle. So the back part, the ground is lower than the house part, so that's why they would have to put the wall, built it up a little.
It would be slanted. It would-
Look,
the property is
the
slanted.
property goes like this. The pool is back here. You can't have the pool going sideways, so they're doing this.
That's right, yeah.
Of course it is. I'm very experienced in this. I just went through it in my house. I don't even want to tell you.
There's
what I
a
said.
slope to the property. It's called a slope.
That's why. So he needs that for this particular situation that he has. If you came to my house, I have 4 foot to go, not 18 inches.
Actually, I heard about your name. Your wife worked at the hospital, right?
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
I raised my concern.
We appreciate your comments. Thank you very much.
We have a lot of fun here, don't we? This is a fun board.
I was just
See?
curious if
Nobody
there's...
even wears ties.
Dimitri, I was wondering if there's anyone else from the public that wanted to speak?
We asked, and that gentleman is here from the school doing a
Okay.
report.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna close the public portion and comment so that the board can discuss this and vote on it, or not vote on it, or whatever we wanna do. Any comments, everybody wanna ask any more questions? Francine?
Just a comment, this basin that they're gonna put in, you said would actually compensate more than the extra 5% that they're over in impervious coverage? Did I hear something like that, that it actually helps mitigate more?
The calculation that we request is for 3 inches of runoff over the new impervious area. So, I think that new impervious area would probably be more than that 5%, because, right now the backyard is grass. So, whatever that increase is, that's what we're asking to calculate for the volume of the storm.
Okay, so it's gonna be better, at least as good as what it is now.
It's gonna be better.
Because that additional water would go into the drywall.
You had said about 6%. Your goal was something like 6%. Is that correct?
So that's right, my goal was 6% and.
You gotta use the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my goal was 6%, but whatever he says to do, that's what we'll do.
Okay, I have a
And I'll work
question.
it out with the engineer.
What about the gutter system of the house? Where's that water going? When it rains, they're talking about runoff.
There's grass on both sides of the house, so
I get
that
it.
could, but
I'm-
there, I don't know if there's a dry well. I can check that.
Well,
There
maybe
may
you could
be
tie
an
the gutters
existing
into the
dry well.
Can he tie the gutters into the dry well to make sure we don't have any water going to the neighbor's house? Because maybe that's where some of the water came from.
That's an existing condition that they don't necessarily need to mitigate, but they can put it to the dry well.
Yeah.
Just something
Why
for you to
can't
think
you
about.
mitigate
But
that?
also no, especially on her side, I know her side, it actually pitches up. Yeah, so nothing goes to her property.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's the one I guess we gotta worry about, so.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be rude and say that, that's not why I'm saying it.
No, I just thought that, that would eliminate any kind of other ground.
Into his
water.
basement, if he had
If
any
you took-
issues. There was testimony that there was a problem with flooding in the basement at one point. So possibly you may want to consider running the gutters into the drywall while he's building it at the same time.
What I would suggest is take them and put them in pop-up drains in the back of the yard.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then the water comes up and pop up and goes to somebody else's yard.
No, I don't think there's anybody behind. Is there?
No, there isn't. Yeah.
Oh, that's the back, Brightview is back
Yes.
there.
Actually, it's the storage unit. It's the storage unit directly behind him.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
There's a lot of woods before the storage unit.
Yeah, it's right here. See.
okay, that would be fine.
Public is closed.
Public is closed. We can't accept any more comments at this point.
This is important.
No,
Is it possible that the water level is
no, we can't, we closed the session. You had your opportunity. Okay, so, you're gonna look into, so let's, so we get to a conclusion here, 'cause it's getting late. So we're talking about the dry well for the pool and some sort of drainage you said you were gonna put on the patio so the water's directed. And then we're gonna do something for the gutters, pop-ups, or connected to the dry well too, whatever you wanna do.
Yeah, I would suggest a pop-up if that's okay with you.
I don't know if you dig in the hole, what's the difference if you tie them in there too? But that's up to you. Whatever you want, Greg. I'm not gonna do your job.
I mean, the idea is we are sizing it for that 3 inches of runoff over the new impervious.
But we're gonna wanna do better than what that is. That's why we're,
Then you're gonna take, but the roof leaders now go to the size of the property. If you then pipe it to the back, now you're putting it closer to another property in the back.
well, according to
I-
him, we have Brightview back there, empty land. It's never
Yeah.
gonna get built on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the homeowner, you should actually talk to your builder, about, I mean, we're giving you suggestions for your basement to avoid any future
Yeah.
flooding.
I
I've
have
heard
a
those
good
comments, and I don't
solution.
wanna
I have a really good solution. We can put a grate on top of the dry well, a 1x1 grate, so that if anything, because everything's gonna end up pitching to that dry well anyway, because of the place that we're gonna put it. We'll just put a 1x1 drain on top of it. You can put it in your calculations, and then that'll catch any water that's running in the back, because the back goes like this. And I'll put it over here, the dry well.
Only
can do that.
reason I said that is because she
Yeah.
told us about the basement getting water, and I'm sure you don't want to spend all this money and then water's coming in your basement because you didn't do something with the gutters, and that's where he'll tell you, oh, it's not me, it's the
Absolutely.
gutters that the water's coming in my basement, nothing I did.
Generally, if you run a pop-up drain 10 feet away from the house and the yard is pitching to that way,
That's fine.
then you have no problem.
As long as Craig approves it, I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
and he'll be happy too.
This is the time to do it.
Okay. Any other comments from anybody? Let's put this to a vote if we're ready.
Yeah.
You want to read the conditions that he's agreeing to, Marty?
Yep, so he's going to, we're gonna install a dry well to Craig's calculations based on current runoff versus what is anticipated with all the improvements. Craig needs the paver type just to add to that calculation, just to make sure what the runoff's gonna be. We need to know, condition 3, we need drain, the patio has to drain to the dry well as well. Condition 4 is you're gonna put pop-up drains for the gutters, and then condition 5 is you're still gonna put that grate on top of the dry well, just in case. Is that accurate, Craig? Did I-
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, everybody okay with that? I need a motion for this. Who wants to make a
I'll motion that we approve the variance under the conditions that have just been given by Marty.
Yes. Next, second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Fran, second. Okay, roll call?
Mr. Burgley?
Yes, I approve this.
Ms. Campus?
Yes.
Mr. Luciani?
Yes.
Mr. Marzocco?
Yes.
Mr. Giampolo?
Yes.
And Mr. Orfandopoulos?
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy
You
your
have a better
property.
project than you came in for. And it's all not gonna cost you a penny more.
Not a penny more.
Yeah, but I'm holding my wallet all the way out.
Okay, anything else on the agenda? Where's my agenda? I can't find it. Is there anything else on the agenda?
Any reports from the professionals? No.
No.
Then motion to adjourn, and
Motion
second.
to adjourn, let's go. Who's
I'll
making?
move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Design calculations.
Thank you. Have a good night.